Happy New...
Buckle this! Ludicrous speed! Go!
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another random movie review. Who the hell fucked up my entrance? Who was it? Who was it?
Was someone?
I didn't touch anything.
It sounded like someone was about to.
It's not my fault. I just like to say that I seen the countdown going. I seen 3, 2, 1, and Happy New Year.
I was about to say it sounded like someone was screaming "Happy New Year."
Yeah,
Yeah, it's not that time of year yet.
I didn't know exactly what it was, but yeah, I heard somebody make a loud noise.
Okay. All right. What's going on, everybody? How's everybody doing? Slasher, Han, Darius is be right back. Yeah. Raquel, Jens, Tommy. What's going on, everybody? How y'all doing?
Doing good.
Yeah, doing good.
Awesome. So we just got to watch the Streets of Fire, where most of us got to see it all. Some of us come in late, but that's okay. We're just going to sit back and for about an hour and a half or so, however long, I can keep the cats rounded up anyway. Have a discussion about 1984 Streets of Fire, which had Michael Pare, Diane Lane, Willem Dafoe. You know, we saw a little couple quick cameos.
Rick
Rick Moranis. You know, and what's
Bill
his
Paxton.
freaking name again? Yeah, Bill Paxton. I was trying to
and his
game
and his
over, man.
pompadour.
Man,
And
that
his
fucking
pompadour.
pompadour, dude. Yo, that hair. Willem Dafoe, that hair. Oh my god. That's all I can say about most of these main characters is that hair. Oh my
A
god.
lot of hair.
Yes.
I wonder how much. I wonder how much hair. I wonder what, Jens. You starting with the soy bitches again?
No. I was saying that there was like Teddy Boys or like 50s sort of rockers.
Yeah,
That,
like greasers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like the T-Birds from Greece. Just
Yeah. Like the
10 years later.
like the greasers from The Outsiders. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Giant,
that too.
giant fronts to your hair. Like
Oh yeah. All right. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go around the panel real quick and let everybody introduce themselves. Slasher, I know yours is quick, man, but tell everybody about yourself a little bit.
I'm usually here watching movies with JJ on Wednesdays.
Could you not sound so fucking enthused?
No, I am enthused. I always love this, man. I love this. It's always fun, man.
Cool. Thank you for being here, man. I greatly appreciate it, man. It gives me something other to do and get some real entertainment in the process.
Fun.
You know, love it or hate it. I'm talking about all the movies we've done so far. This is episode 12. Okay, we've already done 12 movies. Believe that shit. That's 3 months of fucking movies. And every Wednesday I'm thinking about it. Like, oh yeah, we're gonna watch a movie tonight. Cool. It doesn't matter what it is. It's a way to get away from the world. You know, it's entertainment, y'all, and that's how we got to look at it. Love it or hate it. You know, I've got my own little picks about what we watched tonight, but that's okay. All in all, it was a good movie.
Did you say pigs?
Well,
Did you say
no,
pigs? I heard pigs.
No, I said picks.
You sure?
I thought you said
I
tits.
really thought you said pigs.
No, Jens, I didn't say tits either.
That's the window. Yeah. Stay out of this, Jens. He never said anything about soy nerds yet. Just stop.
Yeah, because I started hearing that shit. But yeah, Slasher, thank you for being here. Thank you for doing this. I appreciate it. You know, you always seem to come through when well, we both do. All of us do in one way or another. When I say that, me and Slasher, you know, we both go through our hard times, but so does everybody. Han, you know, he's had some bad run of luck the past couple months. You know, everybody has their own problems in their own ways, but we get together, we can watch a movie and BS about it and try to enjoy ourselves and get our mind on what's going on in the real world. You know, it pleases me and I love doing it. Up next, you know, I just mentioned him, as he puts it, brother from another mother, Han Star. What's going on, bro?
Hello.
Oh, come on, man.
You can find me sometimes watching movies with JJ.
Hey,
Oh
man.
no, that was
I know you.
never mind. I stole slashers. Everybody, I'm Honstar. YouTube.com/Honstar. Sometimes I tweet. Sometimes no, that's JJ.
What the
I
hell?
just keep stealing people's stuff. Check me out.
Hey,
on
you
YouTube,
can find
youtube.com/Honstar.
Hardstar randomness at its finest.
Yeah,
Oh wait. Oh shit. Wait. No.
You can sometimes randomly find me in random places. We do fun streams over on my channel. You'll see JJ over there a lot. He's part of Team Honstar. Chris Knight. We do Jackbox Game Night. Name that tune. Chris and JJ here in the near future are going to start doing a Sunday stream. Name that tune tryouts, where it's just an open panel. Kind of practice the game, not really do the game, but like run through almost like a tryout thing. Just mess around and try out
Yeah,
people.
and we love. I mean this when I say this, because even though it's Han's show, I know he can back this up. What I'm about to say, we love new blood.
Yeah.
We
And you can also find me on Twitter and Instagram at HonstarYT.
Yeah, buddy.
Did you say you love period blood?
No.
This is
Oh
degraded.
no! Hey, hold on.
This is degraded very quickly.
We've got some of the honorary members of the newly established Dead Boob Society out here with us tonight.
Oh no.
And next, I want to introduce the leading member of this.
The president.
Yeah.
The president of the Dead Boob Society, Darius Munchausen. What's up, man?
I can neither confirm nor deny the existence of the Dead Boob Society or my involvement in it.
It's not the Illuminati, man.
Nah.
They broke the first rule, didn't they, Darius? The first rule is you don't talk about the Dead Boob Society.
Right. If I had a hand in creating it, it was unintentional.
So it is
It
the
was result of the
Illuminati.
chaos and entropy of the universe.
He's using big words that we don't even fucking understand. Thank you. No, but how you doing, Darius? Serious.
Oh, I'm doing all right. I had no idea what was going on in that movie, but it looked good and it sounded pretty good.
Well, basically,
Yeah.
the movie is you came in almost halfway through it. What happened was, in the beginning, Defoe came in
Spoiler
and
alert, everybody! If you haven't
spoiler
seen the
alert if
movie
you've ever
from the
seen it.
80s,
Yeah,
The
Yeah,
spoiler
Defoe-
for this 1984 movie.
Yeah.
Defoe and his flunkies come in at the beginning of the movie after Diane Lane finishes her song and kidnaps her. And they show sister typing out a letter to Michael Pare. Come home, I need you. So that's the basis of the movie. It was just basically getting her back and dealing with Defoe.
And Michael Pare is her ex-boyfriend. That
Yeah.
they went out before she became a huge rock star and all this shit.
Yeah.
And then he
Yeah,
disappeared.
he was her pound buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Candy Cane, Bone, Wookie.
Yeah. Everybody in
Hello.
the chat. I was getting there, Sasha, but okay. Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm old and I need help.
Everybody here knows.
They got pills for that, JJ.
Not that kind of help. And besides, Tommy, the pills don't help if you by yourself. Trust me.
They'll keep you from rolling out of bed.
JJ, if you have help for more than 4 hours, call your doctor.
Yo, I don't even have a bed, man. I got a lazy. I got a lazy boy, but I call it my lazy bed because I sleep in a recliner. I don't have room for a bed, but that's okay. My chair's comfortable. But anyway, Darius, thanks for showing up, man. I appreciate it. Next is a newcomer to the group. It's wonderful to have her here, Raquel, Super Saiyan Girl. I hope I said that right.
Yes, you did. That's happy to be here.
How you doing, sweetie? Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Let's see. I'm a big anime fan, and I like to watch movies. And I'm trying to widen my scope with movies that I haven't really seen before.
Which makes this
Well,
a very good show.
If you hang out with us, you're probably going to see quite a few that you've never thought of seeing before or even heard of. We got some.
I haven't heard of this movie.
I hadn't either.
So we were talking about it the other day.
Yeah.
That's literally when I said, "What are y'all going to watch next week?" And you said this, and I had to look the preview up, and I was like, I love 80s movies. I don't even remember ever hearing of this movie.
Yeah, I knew about it. It was just one of the ones I never had an interest seeing back then.
I'm not exactly
I'm not-
sure if this was. I'm not exactly sure if this was a box office hit.
Well,
I'm
back
guessing-
you know,
I can actually give you that. So the movie was filmed for about 14 million roughly, and it only made 8 million. So it was actually a box office
Ooh.
flop.
Flop.
And because of this, and whether most people know it or not, this movie was actually supposed to have 2 more movies in it with Michael Caine. They were supposed to do more. It was supposed to be a franchise, but because this
So-
flopped so hard at the box office, they scrapped the
So
idea.
Tom Cody was going to be like a James Bond, huh?
Yeah.
Or
Throwing Tom Cody in these movies. Okay.
he'd be kind of like the man with no name in the Clint Eastwood franchise. He comes rolling into random towns
Right.
and throws people through windows and steals shit.
gentlemen, your manners. The lady was speaking.
I'm sorry.
I was done.
Oh, okay. My bad. Just trying to be polite. Next on the list, we got Jens Feder, man. What's going on, Jens? How you doing?
Yeah, doing good, JJ. Okay,
We're going to be bitching about some soy nerds tonight?
a little bit right at the end because William Defoe.
Just Rick Moranis. He's just going to be bitching.
Oh, well, yeah. Oh, yeah. I think Rick Moranis was like Soyned bitch level.
Hey, yo. Y'all heard me, man. He got knocked the fuck out. I was like, yeah! You know, I was happy about that shit. He finally got knocked out.
But he was
yeah.
he was angry little soy dude.
Yeah,
Yeah, man.
He had little
He
man
wasn't-
syndrome.
Yeah.
He was really getting on my nerves. I was hoping someone would
Uh,
knock his ass out. When it happened, I was happy.
They call it Napoleon complex.
Yeah, Napoleon complex. Yeah,
Uh,
I just liked it. I liked it because he looks tiny compared to everybody in the movie.
Even Diane Lane was towering
Yeah.
over him.
Everybody was towering over top of him. He had his fucking big boy suit on, trying to look
Diane
like a
Diane Lane
church
could
pimp or
have
something.
Diane Lane could have worn him like a backpack. Like,
Yo, even that little girl they picked,
I like
that little
that.
woman they picked up, you know, that looked so small compared to Michael Pare.
Baby doll.
Even she was either at the same height or a little bit taller than Rick Moranis. I'm like, yo, that's got to be insulting. When a short girl is taller than you. That's messed up.
I think that casting though of him in that role kind of plays up his character. It makes it even more of him being a little.
yeah, I will
Wimpy
say he
piece of
did it.
shit.
He did a great job. Yeah, he did a great job in that movie. He made you want to really like reach for the
Yeah,
screen and
which
smack
is-
him in the fucking face.
which is-
That's what he was there for, right?
Yeah, that's why he was there.
You know,
He
that's
was
that,
like
that-
a secondary protagonist to
and this is
the story of the movie.
and this is why when I open the show, you know, it's almost like a callback to what we just watched. You know,
Now buckle this.
you know, it's Rick Moranis, man. No, I'm not a big comedy fan, but I dig Rick Moranis, man. He's good at what he does, and he was meant to be the asshole of the movie, and he definitely was.
Do you remember some dude a couple years ago randomly just punched him in the face?
Yes, I saw that.
Oh
Wasn't
yeah.
it sometime this year though?
That
was last year.
Last year?
Last year.
That was
Last year.
Yes, I'm doing the street just randomly punched Rick Moranis in the face.
It's somebody that had sat down and like took a
Watched
bunch of
Street
drugs.
of Fire, and he
took a
watched.
bunch
Yeah.
of drugs and watched this movie on repeat for like a week. And then they randomly went to leave the house to go get something to eat, and they randomly saw Rick Moranis, and they're like, "It's him!" And he made up this drill.
Maybe it was that guy in the rooftop scene, right? You know,
Oh, yeah.
what's even worse is you're scared of me, and you're short, real short, and because then I'm going to punch you in the face.
Yeah.
Because you didn't give me enough money, motherfucker. And last but not least, definitely not the least, man. We got the man, the myth, the guinea pig, Tommy and the Guinea Pig Collective. What's going on, my friend?
What's going on, JJ? It is absolutely brilliant. This movie was absolutely brilliant. Rob, make sure that you catch me over at pigrotic.com. And be well with everybody. I mean, I tell you, this was truly amazing. I can't stand what they did with Doctor Who, but this movie did it right. This was actually amazing. I want to thank everybody for coming here tonight, and make sure that you catch us on JJ Night Tights, where we'll be talking about a lot of these same issues with Hollywood today. Brilliant.
Okay, Tommy, I got a question.
It's a new side character.
Oh yeah,
I got a question. Does Gary know about that?
Yeah, he actually does. I let him know.
Okay.
He didn't say that he had a problem with it. So far everything.
Well, if he laughed, then it's cool.
He didn't
I'll
say
tell you what,
laugh.
brother. I like this movie. It came right in and it did all the things it was supposed to do, brother. You know what Pigomania is, running wild. And right now, I'm going to let you all know, if you want to get in shape like a guinea pig, you got to eat your carrots, and you got to eat your romaine, and you got to run in your cage, and you got to do all those things, right, brother?
Candy asked a good question. Was that her? That wasn't really her singing, was it? Who
No,
was?
it wasn't.
No,
Who was-
they actually. They
I
had-
wish it was. It wasn't.
Who was? Does anybody know who the actual
No,
artist was?
I don't know who
that
it was.
did the songs.
I forget offhand.
I mean, was it anybody that we would know, or was it just like a random person they got?
I thought it was that chick that did Betty Davis Eyes on that last song, because it kind of sounded like her.
Oh shit! What the hell was her name?
I don't know, but now I
Can't
have that
remember.
song in my head. I can't remember her name, but
The
now I
one
have
who
that
did
song
Betty
in my
Davis
head.
Eyes. Is it Bonnie something?
It was
Okay.
Hold on.
It was either her or Lita Ford, that had that kind of voice,
It wasn't Lita Ford. It wasn't Lita Ford.
Vocals by Holly Sherwood, Lori Sargent, Rory Dodd, and Eric Troyer. Written and produced by Jim Steinman. Performed by Fire Inc.
Oh, okay.
So
No idea
yeah,
who that
it was a chick named Holly Sherwood that actually did it.
Okay.
So Candy said Kim Carnes.
Huh, yeah, maybe that too.
Yeah, Kim Carnes.
But also,
Betty Davis Eyes. Yes, Betty Davis Eyes was Kim Carnes.
and also before we get started tonight, I'm gonna roll to the chat a little bit. Candy, thank you for showing up, darling. I appreciate it. Bone, what's going on? We got Wookie in the house. What's up, Wookie?
Wookie.
See what else we got? Darius doesn't count.
Darius is in
Thanks,
chat.
JJ.
Holy shit! I love Darius. Man, I
doesn't
wish he was up here on the panel with us.
Yeah, but, ever since though he started that thing called the Dead Boob Society, he won't come on small people shows like this.
I haven't seen. I'm familiar with it. I know Robin Williams is in that movie, but I haven't seen the Dead Poet Society movie.
Hello, Optic.
What up,
What's up,
Robert?
Optic Racer?
Yeah, Optic Racer.
I've seen.
I haven't
that
seen Dead
movie
Poet Society in forever.
once. I think
I've
once.
never seen it.
I've only probably seen it once, and it was probably one of those go to the video store days, and try to figure something to get. It's like, oh, look,
Yeah.
Usually, every time I make a trip to Blockbuster or somewhere like that, I always ended up getting shit I've already seen.
I saw the
Yeah,
trailer.
I used to go through that syndrome too. Yeah.
we
I saw
don't
the
realize.
trailer.
Why we
Yeah.
mentioned the movie?
Dead
Because we're
Poet
not going to
Society.
see Parrothead in the chat tonight. Talking about the Dead Parrot Society? No.
Well, I saw the
But it-
trailer to Dead Poet Society, and I felt like I'd seen the film.
Who? Where? All right. So, other than Robin Williams, who the fuck was in it? I can't even remember. Was it Chris O'Donnell?
Well, I can look it up. Let me see.
Was it Chris O'Donnell, or am I
It had
mistaking
it
that
had a
with?
handful of decent named people in it, didn't it?
I think I'm mistaking Chris O'Donnell being in that. With,
Meatloaf was in that one slasher.
Yeah, he was.
For some reason, guys and
You know what?
gals,
Tommy-
ladies and gentlemen, sometimes I don't know why, but Slasher's hooked on Meatloaf.
Tommy, you're wrong on that because if Meatloaf was in it, I would have known about it. So you're lying to me right now. Okay. I am president of the Meatloaf Appreciation Society. That's my club right there.
Well, I said it while we were watching the movie, but whoever wrote the two songs that she sang in the movie was very heavily influenced by Meatloaf, I think. Both
Bro,
of
that
those
first
songs,
one especially was.
No,
yeah,
especially the
that
first
one. Yeah.
even somewhat the last one. But the first one especially, just the way the song and the cadence and the way that the chorus and the way it went together, the first thing that came to mind was, that sounds like a Meatloaf song.
You damn right, Candy. Whenever you want to come on, I do this. Unless things come up, we do this every Wednesday night around 7:30, 8 o'clock. And if we don't do it on Wednesdays, we do it on Saturdays. But that's usually because something will come up that we can't pull it off. But normally we're right here Wednesday nights doing this, and you're more than welcome. Just let me know. And before we end the show tonight, we're gonna let you know what we're doing next week. I'm still trying to make up my mind what we're going to do, but the way we're working it, I'll pick one week and Slasher will pick the other next week. We just switch it off, back and forth. That way we can get some of my movies out of the way, some of his movies out of the way, maybe some movies that we totally agree on. That was like, hell yeah, let's have a talk about that. Like last week. Steve Kenobi, what's up, man?
Everybody gets a reach around. Oh, what's going on, Steve?
So JJ, you're saying that you guys are a double team?
Remember the double Dutch rudder. It's like the double Dutch rudder.
Yeah, this is our show, regardless of whose channel it's on. It's our show. We're the one coming up with the movies. If y'all guys come up with some good movies, we might actually think about it. And I don't want to sound like a dick like that, but this was an idea between me and Slasher, because in the beginning it was trying to be kind of like a form of retro discussions, Tommy stream, because instead of just talking about all kinds of different things, we figured, hey, let's watch a movie and talk about it. And so this is where we're at. We've done a dozen movies, 12 movies, and I don't know about you, Slasher, but I've enjoyed doing this.
Even if we were to do a movie that I don't like, I still have fun doing this anyway.
That's cool.
Like this is the reason why I wanted to start a YouTube channel in the first place.
Well, it's like social distancing, getting a pizza and beer and hanging out with your buddies and just watching some random movie through the internet.
Exactly.
Yeah. The internet can be used for wonderful things.
I found out some interesting.
Go ahead,
JJ. I found out some interesting stuff. We're actually on here, actually by a few big name people that actually wrote them. Like you got Bob Seger in there. Tom Petty was part of writing one of the songs. Steve Nicks. Like, yeah,
really?
there was actually some big names that actually wrote some of these songs. Yeah,
Yeah, but you're saying like them writing the songs.
They wrote the songs. Yeah.
Not performing on them.
Right, not performing them, but just writing them.
Well, I can hear just the people you mentioned. I can hear a lot of the influence from that.
Okay. I also kept saying this: how the look of the movie is 50s, but the sound of the movie, the 80s came all over the sound of this movie. The 80s,
Well, I mean, if you ever looked on like some of the sites that actually give the synopsis of the movie, they say it's 50s meets 80s kind of feel. It's got it's got got a look and feel of a little bit of both, because some of the outfits too are kind of like out
there's
of place.
A quick line you see in the beginning of the movie. It says another time. It says another time, another please.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Now we're gonna get started. Usually, I got some questions I like to ask. I like to go around the panel. Usually, it takes a while to do that, but hopefully, we can pull this off without, the guinea pigs getting crazy.
Too late. It's already happened.
Yeah.
Oh, where's Waldo? I love that.
Where's Walton?
Yeah, where's
Walton? Walton.
Well, if you want to know where Waldonis is, shock. That's where he is.
He's in the trees.
A well-hung tree at that.
My God.
It went there already. What happened, JJ? I thought you were going to keep this one on track, man. There's a train in this movie, and we're supposed to stay on the rails, and somehow we're already derailing.
I've done that before, so it's second nature to me.
Don't make me Phantom Zone you, Tommy. Really.
What, Han? You've derailed, or you've done a lot of rails?
Both.
But
not.
Well,
they were at the same time.
Wait, Darius, Han is very familiar with trains. He He let us know while we were watching that movie Judgment Day. He was giving us all his train knowledge.
I forgot about that.
While they were running through the train yards, he gave us all his train knowledge.
I forgot about that. Well, and I got a chance to jump in there with Tommy when he was talking about the sledgehammers, as you people in not in the know tried to call them. Those are actually pick driving hammers for driving, or spike driving hammers. I'm sorry, for driving rail spikes, as Tommy pointed out.
See,
guinea
he's
pigs
dropping
know a
more
few
train.
things.
He's dropping more train knowledge.
Well,
There's
he
nothing
is.
wrong with
Well, that's kind of weird since it's
I may or may not. I may or may not know a few things about
Running
railroads
trains?
and trains.
what's the name of that freaking kids train, man?
Thomas the
Tank Engine.
Yeah, we got Thomas the Tank Engine down the bottom, but we got Mr. Conductor over on the other side.
You're trying to make me go off topic, JJ, because I have a story, not from a guy I work with, but actually from myself.
Oh my God, really? Someone that you don't work with? This ought to be good.
No, it has to do with work.
Okay, so
It
now
doesn't have to do with
now
somebody I
JJ
work
is
with.
now JJ's just giving Han the green light to fucking
Apparently
to go
he
off
did,
track.
because I was not going to tell this story, but apparently he's now going to make me tell this story.
Well, yeah, because every story I've heard has to do with someone you work with, and someone that you haven't worked with. My God,
No,
this ought to be great.
No, this is
Yeah,
actually.
you know what? Hold on 1 second before you say it. Let me get on my story time face. All right, go ahead.
This is actually a first-person story. It just has to do with what I may or may not do for a living. There is a real Thomas the Tank Engine that goes around and does like train rides for kids. And there's a railroad museum just outside of Chattanooga, Tennessee, that we happen to go right by coming out of Chattanooga, just like right outside Chattanooga, called the Tennessee Valley Railroad Museum.
The Chattanooga Choo Choo.
No, the trains don't go there anymore. They used to actually have trains. Now you're getting away.
What's up, David?
There.
Thanks for coming in, man.
What's up, David?
He
What's
said,
up, JPs?
Sorry.
He
They do
said,
still.
JP's, what's up?
he said, choo
What's up,
choo.
JPs?
No, there is a place called the Chattanooga Choo Choo. It's actually really cool.
Did they ever perform the train on anybody there?
There is a hotel.
Yes,
there, so I'm
Han
sure at some
conducts
point-
trains all the time on people.
I'm sure there's a hotel there too. So I'm sure there has been. trains. But you're getting me off topic of being off topic.
Am I getting you off the track?
You're,
The
I'm
little
kinda
engine that
curious.
could.
Did
I'm kind
I?
of curious what the
did
hotel's
I-
called, though. Is the
did
hotel
I-
the 1 hour in and out?
no, it's just called
Did
the
I-
Chattanooga Choo Choo.
Han, did I derail the conversation?
We
JJ
derailed the
tried
derailed
so hard not
conversation.
to laugh.
Don't laugh, just let it go.
The fuck is wrong with you? All of you. Seriously.
You let this happen.
Yeah, you
I'm
let
trying,
this happen,
I'm
JJ.
trying to tell my off the rails story, and they got it even more off the rails. That's not my fault. And then they talked about the Chattanooga Choo Choo, and I also know about the Chattanooga Choo Choo, so I have to talk about that.
All right.
Anyway,
Anyway.
so there is a real Thomas.
Wait, JJ should just rename this thing to Train Talk now. Just change the thumbnail.
Yes,
Now-
ladies and gentlemen,
Well,
welcome to Train Talk.
Somebody
Forget
had
the
to say
movie we
Thomas the
just
Tank.
saw. Forget
Somebody
the
had
movie
to say
we just
Thomas the
saw.
Tank Engine.
Can we just call it spike drivers?
Train
Okay.
runners.
Hey, anybody remember Spike TV? This is what this is now.
There is a life-size Thomas the Tank Engine that goes around the country, and
Yep.
Thomas the Tank Engine doesn't really actually do anything but sit there and look like Thomas the Tank Engine. They actually have another locomotive behind it that actually moves the shit. But they always have it once or twice a year at the Tennessee Valley Railroad Museum that's just outside of Chattanooga that we pass going back to Atlanta. You go right in front of the old depot. They still have the old depot there. And there's their private track that they have to do their little excursions on. So you'll go by there, and Thomas will be sitting right in front of their old school train depot with his fucking eyes fucking bobbling around and shit. And there's like 800,000. There's a big grass lawn between the station and our actual real main line. And there'll be like 80 million little kids out there. So the fun thing to do is they're already super excited and coked up on sugar because they're there to see Thomas the Tank Engine.
Cooked up
So
on sugar.
what-
Oh my God.
what I like to do is because it's already dangerous enough because there's real trains over here, there's Thomas here, the kids are like in between, and they're already fucking super hyped. So when you go by on a big train and all the kids are like, oh, there's a big train, so I'd like to go by and like toot the horn at them, and as soon as you toot
Yeah.
the horn, anybody that's ever been in the South and has seen a fire ant nest, you know, it looks like when you kick the top of a fire ant nest over.
Oh my God, they go fucking nuts.
When you toot the horn, like doot 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 doot, all these kids suddenly go start running
Lovely.
and start running all over the place around real trains, which is really safe for small children.
Yes.
Anybody didn't know that. And then you have all these parents running behind them like ah. It's really funny.
That's funny as shit. I think you've told.
Tank Engine story.
I think you've told me that story before because I
That
kind of
was
remember
actually-
something like that.
That was actually, and this tells you how sad my life is. That was actually the highlight of my year every year when I was going to Chattanooga all the time was, oh man, Thomas is coming up this weekend. I hope I go by in the daytime. Because I never know what time I'm going to be going in or out of Chattanooga when I was on call. But I always hoped sometime on Thomas weekend that I would go through in the daytime so I could fuck with this. No, I'm not going to say that because that's going to sound horrible. So I could blow the horn and the kids would run around and make
Yeah, I knew Tommy was going to chime in on that.
Well, you know what? This was actually very interesting, and the biggest thing that I took away from Han's story was we got a new Hanism and we got coked up on sugar. So, brilliant.
I love it.
See, for all this,
Well,
all
it makes
this,
me. It
all
also
this-
makes me. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
all the train talk. Bone says, "Was there a train in the movie?"
Yes,
There was.
yes,
There was.
There was, yeah. Yeah.
There was,
Yeah,
and there
there
was,
was
also,
actually a train.
But also, a lot of stuff was under the train station. It was
Yeah.
under the elevated platform. So
Oh, the elevated railroad was basically in the whole entire movie, other than when they
the
went
diner,
to
yeah, because the diner was right under it.
All right.
It
guys.
also made one slight aside. It's really, really, really quick. I promise. It also makes me think of the ringtone that I have for my wife. Talking about coked up on sugar. My wife loves Mountain Dew, or used to, so I have that thing from Talladega Nights, Ricky Bobby, where the kid goes, "He's all jacked up on Mountain
I'm
Dew."
jacked up on Mountain
Yeah, I'm
Dew.
all jacked up on Mountain Dew. That's the ringtone for when my
Idio.
wife texts me. I'm sorry.
What's up? What's up, Derange?
Hello, the
Great to see you, man.
What up?
All right, now let's see if we can. We are over half an hour in, and we ain't
We've
said
hardly talked
hardly
about this
shit about this
Most of-
movie.
and
So,
most of it's been train talk.
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
not going to be allowed to be back on this show anymore, everybody. But you all let me go off topic that time, so that wasn't my fault.
Well, I
Hey,
figured it
no,
didn't have.
no,
It did. It did.
JJ did. JJ did.
Well, Slasher, give me a break, man. Every story I've heard from Han has to do with somebody he works with. This
You
did
could've-
not. So I'm always excited about the ones that the people that he hasn't worked with.
But
JJ, you just want to hear about people running
Yeah.
trains.
No,
That's-
Nah,
that's
man.
not,
Nah,
that's
nah.
not it at all. JJ just wanted Han to perform a train on him, and he just let him go with that
Nah,
talk.
people
nah.
already think
nah.
that happened because we streamed together from a motel room. So
Yeah, but that's
people already
okay.
think that, people already think that happened anyway.
And no, we weren't
Jacksonville.
coked up on sugar either.
No,
Hanism.
just drinking beer.
Yeah,
We just had beer and hot dog spaghetti.
oh God, yes. Oh,
That sounded.
I'm
creepy the way you
somehow
said that.
I'm really doubting that. I could see you guys in the hotel room. You got that table in front of you with like mounds of freaking sugar sitting on it, like you're freaking Al Pacino and Scarface.
oh yeah, yeah.
I'm more of a beer drinker.
Okay, all right. Oh my God, can I even do this?
That's what
This
she
is not rant. This is not rant. Wow. This is not randomness, guys. Wow.
It is a
That's-
random movie talk though, and we
Yeah.
did get
Yeah, there
random.
is
So
there is random in the name.
Anyway,
You need to change the name of it to
Sup, Austin
JJ
Hater?
and Slasher's on topic movie reviews. So we can't be random.
I guess the only way would like be just me and JJ and nobody else like on the panel, and like we watch the movie and write down notes and everything.
Right. No, I'm gonna change the name of it. JJ and Slasher's Masterpiece Theater.
Yes, JP's Galaxy.
JJ Slasher's Double Team Theater.
Double team.
We're gonna double team the shit out of these movies.
I'm gonna take those movies to Paris.
Yeah, man, buying some good chocolate and show them what life is really like.
And then we'll throw him off the Han so he could run a train on.
Yeah.
Nice.
I have a license.
Well, I have to let.
He has a license to run trains, by the way.
Well,
Actually, I really did.
Why are you not in the porn industry right now?
I love how even in a dirty joke, JJ's still a romantic.
I have an official federal issued license to run and also conduct trains.
Now, I tell you what, and when Han
So I
runs a
got you on
train,
both
it's
ways.
Oh,
when
this
Han
just
runs
got
a train,
worse.
just
This
that.
got worse, JJ. I'm sorry.
Hey, JJ, I want to bring this back to the movie talk there for a second. So when Han runs a train on somebody, it's more than the street that's on fire.
Yeah, no doubt,
Whoa.
no doubt. Well, Tommy, if you get me down to your house, man, you put me on a train. I'll give you Han's phone number, man. We'll get him to run that shit.
Oh, man.
Oh, so we're going to double team Han?
No,
We're
gonna double team you because we're coming down there.
Horribly wrong.
Right. And
Anyway.
then Han's gonna run the train.
JJ's wanting Tommy to throw him on a train. He's wanting me to run their train. This is getting way in the weeds fast. This is like
Okay.
really.
It's your
really
fault,
in the
Han.
weeds.
It's your fault. Han.
Rewind. All right, guys, rewind.
What's up, Beast Nest?
Hey, Beast. Hey, what's up, man?
I
All right.
thought it's
Hello,
JJ. I just saw this movie called Streets of Fire. I don't know if you want to talk about that or not, but it was pretty interesting. I liked it.
Yeah. And I'm gonna go around the panel. I got to ask my first question. Starting with you, Slasher. You ought to know this by now. Just not really dive in. Not diving too much into what you liked and disliked about it. Just give me your overall impression of the movie.
The look of it was awesome. The storyline was okay. When you think about it, there really was no reason for him to kidnap this woman off the stage because what did he do? He had her fucking chained up in his headquarters, and it's like that was it. That was the plan. They weren't holding her for ransom. Did you notice they weren't holding her for ransom or anything?
No, he was holding her just to get some and then let her go. I didn't quite believe that, but
yeah, it's
yeah,
strange, right?
Kind of weird, yeah.
The music was fucking awesome. The music was awesome in this movie.
I agree.
Xanadu's better.
I could imagine, I could imagine you think so, JJ.
Roll
Fine.
Darius with the Xanadu.
Oh,
You're fucking. What are you doing with your life, Darius?
He'll be right back. He'll be right back.
that's the wrong one.
Anyway,
Michael Pare
There you
actually. Oh, there we go. There's Olivia.
She does look fucking hot there. We already talked about that last week.
Yeah.
With the neon lights around her for some reason.
Yeah.
That was a good effect at the time.
Like she's a bar sign.
Yeah.
Hey, look, want to have a drink? I'm lit up.
Michael
Anything
Pare actually was good in this. All right, it's from seeing Michael Pare's 2 goddamn movies, this and Eddie and the Cruisers. he I don't know. I thought he could have did a little better with his career.
Yeah.
Well, he the way I've seen him, and this even goes back to Greatest American Hero. He has really no expression whatsoever.
No, he really. Yeah, I will say that he doesn't. But then again, there's a lot of actors that do get away with having no expressions.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Han, your raw impression of the film.
My raw short impression is, I I like the visuals, but we talked about this. I think we've already talked about someone here, but I know we talked about it watching the movie. They have like an identity crisis because it's like 50s, but
Meets
yet it's
80s.
not. But yet it's not. But yet it's not 50s. And then you have like the stereotypical, we're the bad bikers of like the 50s times. We got our little hats on like rebel motorcycle gangs in the 50s war, and then you had the whole debacle of the Gordon's fisherman overalls.
Yeah.
Or vinyl or leather or whatever we did, or latex. whatever they
Pleather.
were made out
I
of.
think
Yeah.
they were pleather.
But then at the same time, you had our hero, if you want to call him our hero, and like you said, I said he looked like a weird homeless cowboy that wandered into town. But you did hit the nail on the head. He kind of looked like an old newsie or something.
Yeah,
from
it's just like one of
New
the
York.
You know,
Yeah.
Han, I would say that he was more probably like the anti-hero.
or like a
Yeah.
prospect, dressed like a prospector.
yeah.
Or something.
And then you had the random blonde chick mechanic.
Oh, the 19
McCoy.
the
McCoy.
1950s lesbian.
Yeah, because you
Yeah.
know, everywhere I go, there's always an asshole.
Yeah, and she had her own outfit thing going on. And then the chick that got kidnapped, she was definitely 80s. And then the chick that was her biggest fan, she was definitely 80s.
Yeah,
But
big
then
dog.
you had the doo-wop group that they fucking hijacked their bus. They were 50s, obviously. They were a doo-wop group. I don't know.
Rick
It's-
Rick Moranis was
Yeah.
obviously supposed to look 50s.
He
he
looked like-
was supposed to look 50s.
He was like a 50s pimp or something.
Yo, man, fucking Moranis, dude. I swear, it looked like that's where they got the idea for Pee Wee Herman from.
Look at that. He's got the overalls or the whatever those are called,
Suspenders.
waders. I think
Yeah.
we decided those were waders.
Yeah,
All right. Also, his hair.
but yeah,
fucking
that
thing.
fuck.
He looked like a goddamn cobra.
He did.
He did.
Now you see he looked more like a vampire.
Yeah, and
No,
he
I
was
mean,
very,
his-
very, very
his
pale.
hair, his hair, like it's like a cobra hood.
Well,
Wait,
yeah,
Darius, could you go back to that for a second?
Yeah,
he did
it's
have
kind of hard
the
to
very,
see in this GIF.
Yeah, he did have the very
Hang on,
specific
hang
hair.
on, hang on.
Yeah, he had the pompadour swoop down right in
Yeah.
the middle.
What flock of seagulls bullshit, man?
Yeah, like a small
Yeah.
flock of seagulls. But Raquel does point out a good point. Compared to most everybody else in the movie, he was super, super duper pale, which does give off a vampire vibe.
Yeah, he was really
Yeah.
fucking pale. in this
Compared to
shit.
everybody else, he looked like he had not seen the sun in
Yeah.
20 years.
This
Okay.
is the first movie I remember seeing him.
Well, I think because of the way he looked in this movie, that's probably why they picked him up later on when they did like that Nosferatu movie, where they were talking. What was it called? Shadow of the Vampire or something like that, where he was supposed to be. Oh God, what the hell was it? Claude, the guy who originally played Nosferatu, he was playing that character, but playing him as in the movie. It was something like that. But I think that was probably why, because of the same look that he had in this one. That's probably why they grabbed him for that years later. So
Okay. All right.
This was
Alright.
probably his big break, right?
yeah, I think this was actually one of his first movies.
Yeah, you're right. And before we even started, I said, yeah, I made a comment. Yeah, this is a very young Willem Dafoe. Someone said, no, he ain't. He was born, when he was born, he already looked 65 years old.
Yeah,
that was me.
That was
That was
Slasher.
me.
Yeah, that
Rick
was some funny
Moranis,
shit.
If you think about it, though, Rick Moranis has kind of always looked the same age.
Yeah, he has.
Still waiting for that man to grow up.
Oh, there's a good GIF or picture that.
Yeah, I
Darius
can't
has.
zoom in
That's
on that
good.
one anymore, but yeah, you can see more how his hair looks like a cobra. He's got the pointy
Yeah, look
pompadour in
at
the
it.
middle.
Look how fucking pale he is.
Look at how creepy he is when holding that horn.
Yeah, a weird.
Oh, wow.
And he just goes.
So no, this wasn't actually his first film. This was like his fifth film.
Does he also have black rings under his eyes there?
It looks like Shadow
Yeah,
to me.
well, yeah, I think it's Shadow. I think it's the Shadow with the light.
He is definitely got pulling off the vampire look right there.
He is. He's 1950s goth apparently.
And he loves his leather.
Yes.
God, yes.
Layers
Oh my
and
God.
layers and layers of leather.
He will wear 3 layers of leather while he fights you with a sledgehammer in the street.
Just so he can take like 3 of the 5 layers off and still have 2 on when he fights you.
Okay. All right, Darius. I know you came in about halfway through, but from what you've seen, man, you got an overall impression of this movie?
Well, I didn't really have any idea what was going on for a lot of it, although Diane Lane looked all kinds of good.
Oh,
And,
shit.
Yeah. And there was a lot of music. There was cutaways to music, so I could tell the movie didn't take itself too seriously, but there were serious moments, like the fight scene with the sledgehammers.
Right.
And JP's just pointed out the very thing that we were talking about while we watched the movie. There got to be some swamp ass going on fighting somebody with a fucking sledgehammer and 5 layers of leather outfit.
Yeah.
Walking past a
Come
bunch
on. Leather is badass.
walking past a bunch of exploded motorcycles in the street while you're wearing those
Wasting
leather
sweat.
lobster fisherman.
Yeah, that's his casual Friday clothes. Sure.
Yeah, and it had bikers and leather, and it had doo-wop groups on, on the bus, and
That
there
were
you go.
okay totally that they got fucking hijacked.
No, they weren't.
Yeah,
Well, at the beginning they
weren't.
weren't, but then
No,
they got
they
into
weren't.
it.
they were
But
super
that's
cool.
because when the cops came on the bus, and they said they used the slur against them, against the group. You missed that point while we were watching the movie. They got
True.
stopped when they hijacked the bus because this guy can't go a day without stealing some sort of fucking automobile.
Oh yeah, it's totally Grand Theft Auto the movie.
Yeah,
for the most
yeah.
part.
He stole a car, a motorcycle, a bus,
And a fucking bus.
Yeah.
and a
To
bus.
add to it, I'll just steal a whole fucking bus with people. I'm not just going to steal your bus. I'm going to take your bus while you are still on the bus with us. We're just going to all go together.
Shit, I thought he was about to steal that fucking train.
That would have
You're
been
going down a
fucking-
slippery slope. Bringing
That
trains
would have
to
been
you.
part 2. If they would have made the part 2, like Tommy was saying, it would have been him stealing trains left and right.
It makes you kind of wonder where would they have gone with parts 2 and 3. I mean, would they have been in completely different scenarios in different cities? I mean,
Well, from the way this movie ended, I could see it being him and I'm horrible with names. Him and the blonde 50s lesbian looking chick.
Like roaming from town to
McCoy.
town.
Yeah.
McCoy.
them going-
McCoy.
Yeah,
Like
them
running
going-
from town to town,
Yeah,
being
like
like the
him-
problem
yeah.
solvers of each
Yeah,
town. they
exactly.
go to.
Like them
Um,
rolling into town like a group.
That
of
wouldn't have been a bad
badasses.
idea. That wouldn't have been a
Hey,
bad idea.
Bono, I believe it was rated R.
I'm sure it was because there was quite a bit of boobies
was
and thong butt in it.
well, almost boobies.
Well,
Yeah.
I use
Yeah.
the term boobies loosely.
JJ was
But,
very disappointed.
That,
he
that
was
woman
very
needed
disappointed.
that woman needed some booby steroids or something.
So you're
Um,
saying you like them older, Han? You like them loose?
Oh god.
No, I'm saying using the term boobies.
Oh, okay.
Was
I
being
thought you
very
meant using
gracious.
the boobies. You like to use
No,
the
was-
loose
was-
boobies.
Was
Okay,
being
never
very
mind.
gracious to that particular actress.
Anyway,
She was actually the anti-boobs, I think, if you really watched it.
okay. Yeah. Anyway,
Hashtag anti.
Raquel, your overall impression of the movie?
I have mixed feelings about it. It was a good movie. There's just 2 things I didn't really like though. I had a hard time getting used to the main character's voice, and the fight between the main character and the villain looked really staged to me.
Yeah,
Oh, you mean the sledgehammer fight?
Yeah.
it's actually a spy camera. We have already covered this slasher.
Oh, and wait.
Alright.
Okay, whatever.
It's a
train
fucking
guy.
hammer. It's a
Okay,
fucking hammer.
Hey, Tommy
Okay, train guy.
brought it up to start with. I agreed
Okay.
with Tommy and said,
Yo-
yes, you're right. That is a
yo,
spy
train guy. Let's not get into more semantics, okay?
Anyway, please continue.
And yeah, you're right, Han. The subplot why this woman was, abducted doesn't really make sense.
especially not the way they did it.
Right.
I mean, I know it's a movie, and we covered this while we were watching the movie because I'm like, it's at the very beginning of the movie when the kidnapping happens. It's like,
why not have a ransom?
could you not have done it
she's a
before the
famous-
show or after the show?
She's supposed to be a famous rock star.
Yeah.
Why not hold her
Well,
for a ransom?
Because all he wanted was apparently, as he said
Was
in the
that
movie, he
sweet, sweet poon?
yeah, he
Okay.
wanted her to hang out with him for a week or two, give it up to him, and then he was just going to let her go. I'm really a nice guy. I just want to tie you a bed and convince you to have forceful intercourse with me. But after a week or two of that, I mean, I'll let you go. I'm not an animal.
What is he, Rick? What is he, Rick James?
Yeah,
Guy's he's a real gentleman.
I'm Rick James, bitch.
He was,
That
he was getting bypassed the rape laws where if he'd have raped her, she could claim rape, but if he'd have seduced her, he would have gone down for kidnapping and
Yeah.
seduction.
Seduction.
Yeah, seduction. Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
But yeah, I agree, Raquel, that the subplot of the whole kidnapping thing is, okay, she's hot and you liked her, so you took her, but you did it in front of the whole fucking town, first of all, and the only 2 cops that work in that town.
Yeah, only
Everybody
2.
knows-
Until the end of the movie, because
Yeah.
5
They
more.
they
Remember
have
though-
5 more guys at the end.
Remember though, she's one of the like top singing like superstar bears of the time, and maybe because he wanted before wanted to keep up his hard image, he's not going to admit to his crew that he loves her and he wants to marry her. He's just like, oh yeah, I just want to kidnap her. And I think he was hoping though that if he'd have kept her long enough and brainwashed her, they would have got married, and he would just been sort of like badass, bad boy dude.
I think he was hoping she would get Stockholm syndrome. I think.
Hey, Han. I want to do this. I want to do this to you again. I want to try to explain why this subplot could possibly make sense. Right, remember when we talked about the Transformers and I explained why that song made sense? All right, I'm going to give you why this subplot can make sense in a way. What they're trying to actually explain in the movie is that people who do evil things or people that are just inherently bad, they don't necessarily always have a wrong.
Ooh.
Tommy has been
Tommy,
assimilated.
you're
You're
roboting a little bit. You're roboting a little
really
bit.
bad.
Is still doing it or?
No, it's
you're
good now.
No, you're good. You're good.
I'm good now. Yeah. So basically, they're trying to explain why people like that, they just do things without thought. They do things randomly. They do things thinking that there's no consequence. And I think that was actually the point of why he did something so ridiculous, such as just kidnapping her. If you go back to other older movies like The Warriors did the same thing. Why did he shoot Cyrus? He shot Cyrus because he likes doing things like that. There was no rhyme or reason. Because when somebody is inherently bad or somebody's inherently evil, they don't necessarily have any kind of real reasons for what they do.
But if Willem Dafoe, aka Raven, the cool ass name they gave him in this movie, if he was such a diabolical, city destroying psychopath, he wouldn't, kidnap a woman and try to woo her for 3 days instead of
while she's
just
tied up in his bar.
Yeah, just straight up.
But once again, but Slasher, once again, you're falling into that same category. What they're doing doesn't necessarily have to make sense to anybody else because it makes sense to them. They don't believe somebody like him. He doesn't believe there's consequences to his actions. I mean, look, he's got that whole city the whole part of the city that he's in. Yeah. He's got the cops on his payroll. He's got all those cops on his payroll. He doesn't think there's consequences to his actions.
There wasn't consequences to anybody in this movie because
there wasn't consequences to a single person. There weren't consequences to a single person. They get into a goddamn sledgehammer fight in front of the cops at the end. Shut up, Hawks.
That's because it was supposed to be set in a town where there was only a little small community that was law abiding. Everywhere else were crazy, like pirate crazy gang leaders who could just go around kidnapping.
And I can understand the gang. I can understand the people with the guns, because at that point when Cody was fighting Raven, towards the end of the movie, and they all come up, they're armed to the fucking teeth. That was a community saying, we have had enough.
Yeah.
Okay, we need you to get the fuck out of here. That's basically how I understood all that.
Well, because they also weren't from that town. They were obviously from another borough or a different connecting town, I guess, because they went through different cops and stuff when
they were where
they were in a town called Ardmore.
Michael Pare was telling Rick Moranis, this fucking place, that's why we're bringing you here.
And he wasn't very helpful with anything, which is funny. They brought him, and the blonde chick that was driving knew where to go somehow.
Yeah.
Without him, and he's like, take it right here. And
even though she was
new in charge.
Even though she was new in town, yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry. We got what?
Okay.
We got again. Raquel, I'm sorry.
Did you have anything else to add, Raquel?
I don't want to like how the movie ended. I thought the girl should have went with the guy.
Diane Lane?
Yeah. Yeah, that was another kind of anti-hero thing to the ending, I think. Or to his character.
They did get together about 10 minutes.
That is true. They did at least hook up. Yeah.
While they were wet.
He basically threw the money back to Rick Moranis that he could have given.
Yeah, it was a going away bang.
And used that step up to bang his ex-girlfriend one last time and then leave her again with Rick Moranis.
Yeah, it's basically
yeah, baby. You left, you hooked up with that guy when you could have had this. Come on. That's how I looked at it.
Rick Moranis at the end, when he decides to leave, Rick Moranis is like, I really appreciate it, man. Thank you so much. Rick Moranis is like, I know you was going to take my pussy, man, but you didn't.
Yeah, he should have been like, have fun tasting my balls.
Yeah.
And fucking walk away.
Oh, God, come on.
But going to what Raquel said, Michael Pare, he did look like a star, but he could use some help with line delivery because
yeah.
Raquel, is that what you're talking about?
I couldn't get really used to the voice, so I don't know. It sounds too heavy for me.
It was too obvious that he was trying to do a character, and I don't know what the character was.
Trying real hard. I mean? Yeah, like he was kind of trying to do like he was trying to do New Age John Wayne at that.
Yeah, it sounded that it was forced. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I totally get what you're saying, and I agree. His character development just wasn't there for me. I mean, he's the hero, the anti-hero. His whole outfit.
Yeah, I get what she's saying too. I 100% get what she's saying.
His speech and the voice he used and the tone and everything did.
He looked good though. He looked good. He looked like a star. He looked like a star in this movie.
Yeah.
All right.
I see what Raquel's saying though. Yeah, it did seem very forced. And like he sat in the mirror in a hotel room and was like,
yeah.
Are you looking at me? No, are you looking like he practiced with different voices?
Looking at the script and then looking at the mirror.
Yeah. He's like, this is the one right here. I just cut down.
This is the one right here. He only had one. Okay, It's like everything. I've only seen him in two things: Greatest American Hero, and now this.
And he had Eddie in the Cruisers, bro.
I haven't seen Eddie in the Cruisers. Don't plan on it.
That was a good movie.
Trust me. No, I'm good. Thank you.
Agreed. It was an enjoyable movie.
But he's don't seem to have any expression. He's got one look, one voice. Because in all actuality, what I saw in this movie was an older version of what he played in Greatest American Hero. The tough guy, oh yeah, you ain't gonna fucking me, but I'm like, come on, you can't get no better than that. Seriously, man, this is a real movie, not a TV show, man. You can't get no better than that. no expression whatsoever. He's like, hey, you do what I say. I'm like, you might as well be fucking Stallone's kid or something.
I think what he's done is he's tried to play the tough guy, and he's played the emotionless tough guy, which you do get now and again, but you do have the emotion tough guy who can like put emotion in it, because he was playing it a bit like where you be.
Yeah, he was showing emotion, but he's trying to like play the cards close to his chest. Because you saw he had emotion for Diane Lane, but he was trying to play it off like he didn't.
I just did it for the money and to kick some ass.
Yeah, but you saw he still had emotion for Diane Lane, though.
Yeah, but I'm talking about his acting, though. His acting, he could have done a bit more sort of like better with him, because I did find him a bit wooden in the film, but
a little bit.
Yeah.
Did you just say wooden?
Yeah, wooden.
Yes.
Wooden.
As in, like,
there you go, Jens. I got your wood for you.
Yeah,
Got your
like
wood
a
You
for you.
not know what that means, JJ?
one expression. So,
There you go. Just take it in, Jens.
This
Take
is
it
not stayed on the rails at all.
I can't take all of that.
Yeah. All right, guys. Let's just keep moving. We're already an hour in. We ain't even finished the first question yet, and I got 3 more questions to go. They're very simple too. Very simple. But moving on, Jens, man, what did you think about the movie? Your overall thoughts of it?
Yeah. I think, man, I've never seen this film before, and that. And when like you in that shown I thought, I'll see it, because Sasha and Tommy were saying, oh yeah, good films and that. And so, well, if them two like it, I'll watch it. And if you ever seen it, I describe it as Escape from New York meets Mamma Mia.
Okay.
Actually,
And
a
I
very
like
good
them
description.
films.
That's it.
Actually,
Yeah,
you hit the nail on the head.
That's what it is.
Jens nailed it.
He just totally described the whole movie.
Han, you got it completely wrong. He hit the spike hammer
Yeah.
on the head.
Oh my God.
You got to drive that home for Slasher.
All right. And last but not least, Tommy.
Hey, what's going on? What are we talking about again? Oh, Transformers '86. I love Transformers
That was
1986.
last week. That was last week,
shit!
Tommy.
Damn. All right. Yeah. I do like this movie. I actually have this movie in my DVD collection. It's up there with a lot of the other crazy, wacky films that came out early on, like gang type movies. And I go back to the Warriors because that was like one of my favorites. And it's had a lot of the same elements and reminded me a lot of that movie. And the guy who wrote this thing, you got to remember, this guy did some other good movies too. He did like 48 Hours, and Michael Pare had a part in there, I thought too, didn't he?
I seen 48 Hours and another 48 Hours. I don't remember it, but it's been a long time since I've seen those movies. Also,
Same.
One of the things that this guy wanted to do when he was making this movie is he actually wanted to bring in actors that nobody had heard of. He was basically trying to find somebody. He was trying to find that next guy that was going to be popular. Like I think they were saying at the time, like the next Steve McQueen or something like that. And some of the list. Yeah, some of the list of actors that he went through that he originally considered for the role of Tom Cody actually included like Eric Roberts, Tom Cruise, Patrick Swayze. So I mean, this guy wasn't even his first choice. So
hell, Swayze would have been killer for that part.
Think 1950s Roadhouse.
Swayze would have been better than fucking Tom Cruise at that time.
Oh yeah.
Why Tom Cruise?
He's short too, like Rick Moranis. You know, they could probably look eye to eye at one.
I mean, at least
I think one of the things
Eric Roberts too. Eric Roberts isn't a tall guy. Michael Pare, fucking, who else did you say? Patrick Swayze was like over 6 feet, right?
Yeah, or he's just right around 6 feet, I think. Eric Roberts, yeah. Tom Cruise is the shorty in that bunch.
Tom Cruise is like
Eric Roberts is too sleazy looking though. That motherfucker's always been sleazy. Even when you see his old movies, he always looked like such a sleazeball.
He probably would have made a good Raven.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah,
Good
he
point.
probably would have. You just got to put those fucking those lobster fisherman fucking suspenders on him and see like.
Well, I tell you what,
That's how he looks.
I heard what everybody said about the music and everything in this one, and it is kind of weird to see a movie like this where it's supposed to be a part action movie, part love story, and it's a part musical too. But I mean, they say it right in the title of the film, a rock and roll fable. So they're letting you know right then that there's going to be music involved in this one. And you know what? Quite honestly, I didn't mind it. There's a few songs in it I could have lived without. But even then, it doesn't really detract from the whole of the movie because I think the movie is still enjoyable. The plot is slightly weak, but like I said, it's kind of like that, people that are bad don't necessarily have reasons for the things that they do. There's people that do strange things all the time. I mean, look at some of the most infamous murderers out there. Did they really have a reason? Oh, well, my dog told me to do it. So it kind of plays on that kind of psychology that you never know with somebody who has evil intentions what they're going to do.
Right.
Yeah. Well, the plot line, it was pretty good. I thought. Well, it's not going to be no 2001 Space Odyssey fucking plot line.
Okay.
So you know what I mean? It's not going to go in depth to some kind of fucking epic
mind bending, high concept.
Yeah. But it had action in it, and as I say, I don't care how the action starts, and it was pretty sort of like shallow, as you say. Defoe's character wanted to just kidnap the singer, where he probably could have like grabbed someone else, like just as
Also,
good looking.
Am I
And not
crazy?
cause as much scene, but
Am I
I
crazy, or was Willem Dafoe not really in this movie that much?
He wasn't.
He wasn't. No, he
No,
wasn't.
it was.
Really.
Well, I thought it was
Not
But,
that
like,
much.
Not as
Not
much
No,
compared to the other characters. He was always there in what was going on, if that makes sense, but he wasn't actually there.
Well, I think that makes a lot of sense too because you don't necessarily want to overplay the bad guy.
Yeah,
True.
but
You know?
he doesn't. Yeah,
True.
he was the bad guy, and you knew what the reason was why they were going to find him. You
Oh no,
saw
I
him
was
in
just
the
I was
scene.
just making a comment like he really wasn't on screen.
No, he
that
wasn't.
much
He
in
wasn't
the
really
movie.
in the movie that much, honestly.
But I got another small interesting fact about this movie. One of the reasons this movie ran a little over budget. And one of the biggest reasons that ran over budget, because originally they were going to have Bruce Springsteen do a song because he got the title of this movie from an old Bruce Springsteen song, something about something in the darkness or something, shadows in darkness or something.
Dancing in the Dark.
No, that's not it. She's going to make me look it up. Darkness on the Edge of Town.
Oh, okay.
All right, so that's originally where he got the idea for the title of the movie. It's something in the lyrics or something. And originally, he was going to have Bruce Springsteen do the opening song to this. Like he was going to have that song in particular included. But they had like a bunch of contract negotiation problems with Springsteen, and it actually kept holding up production. And that's why the budget got a little bit bloated, actually. Now, maybe if the production value didn't get so overbloated, maybe they wouldn't have lost as much money. I still don't think it would have been a hit. I think it still probably would have been a flop, but maybe they might have went for a sequel if they didn't do so poorly at the box office with this one.
This probably did better on VHS, right?
Oh yeah,
probably.
you know what, Slasher? This is definitely another one of those movies that kind of like became like a cult classic.
Classic.
Yeah, and it's the same thing with The Warriors. You know, The Warriors wasn't a huge hit when that came out in the theaters.
Scarface.
Yeah. There's a lot of those movies like that. I mean, a lot of them. They just were not popular at the time. And later on, everybody loved them when they were going back looking at like giving these movies another chance. So, yeah, overall, yeah, I liked it, JJ.
Okay, cool.
I'm sorry I was going on with like trivia stuff. Like I said,
It's all good.
I did a whole video about this movie a long time ago on my channel, and I gave a lot more like the trivia stuff like that. There was a lot of interesting trivia stuff that I threw in that one. So if you want to find out some more about this, stop by my channel. I actually have everything listed for Talking Movies, and you will find my discussion of this movie.
Okay, JP's happened to DM a picture in my randomness chat, and I'm gonna bring it up. And this is
Yeah, I
is
saw
for
I saw
this
it.
is for Han.
No, I saw it. I know. Yeah. That's the look Thomas gave me when I made the kids run batshit crazy around, like they were
Coked up on sugar.
coked up on sugar. Yeah.
All right.
I believe that show is still going on today, but they don't use the actual props anymore that they used to.
It's animated now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like instead of I don't. What is that? What was that like stop motion animation kind of, or the original Thomas? I don't know what kind of style of.
They actually use the actual props. When they first started doing the Thomas the Tank Engine, but I guess they did use a bit CGI for the faces, I think. But now it's not like that anymore. It's just totally animated.
Yeah, it's just
animated.
a cartoon.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
I
looks like
the old
CGI
school.
now.
I like the old school Thomas.
Yeah,
All
I
right.
do too.
Question number 2. Back to you, Slasher. This is where you get to point the shit out. Tell me what you liked about the movie, other than the music.
The story was, I won't say it was top notch story. I'd say it was okay. Michael Paré looked like he could have been a star. He looked like he could have been a star. But like Raquel was saying, yeah, his line delivery was pretty piss poor. It's pretty piss poor. But see, this is also a movie that from my childhood. This was a movie that I used to get to sneak to watch when we used to go on our summer vacations in Long Island, and I'd be hanging out with my siblings and my cousins, and they'd be like, we'll pop a videotape on and watch the movie. Hey, no one's gonna bother us, like that sort of shit.
Okay.
This is a movie I end up seeing. Like a lot of movies, I end up seeing like maybe once or twice a decade since I've seen it. Still holds up for me. I know it has its things that I goof on about, like the Spike Hammer fight. Han, there you go. There you go, Han.
I appreciate it.
It's
I
about time.
appreciate it. Yeah.
There you go, Han.
High five, Tommy. We finally got it.
There you go.
It's a fucking sledgehammer.
No goddamn consequences at the
Okay.
end of the movie.
After this stream, join me for Hammers at its finest, where Tommy and I are going to talk for 2 hours about the differences between a sledgehammer and a spike hammer. I'm sorry, go ahead.
You've been working on the railroad.
Oh, the long day.
Bunch
I'm
of
sorry.
goddamn haters in here.
I'm
Bunch
sorry.
of goddamn
I'm sorry,
haters.
Slider. Go ahead. Darius.
No,
has the
I don't
best
even
face
remember what I
he
was
throws up.
saying right now. So.
Can
It's
the
all good.
spike hammer get no respect? What's going on in here?
You were talking
Why
about
is
what
Dar-
you like other
Why is
than-
Thomas on fire?
I don't know.
Because the devil guinea pig sold
Is this like
What is
the,
this?
this looks
This is
like
where
the
roads of fire.
Being bombed.
this
He's
looks
all
like the
coked up
lead
on
up.
sugar.
This looks like the lead up to Thomas versus Godzilla for some reason. I don't know
Yeah.
what
It
the hell
does.
it is.
It kind of does. doesn't
Railroads of fire.
Yeah.
Railroads of fire.
Thomas
Tracks-
experiences the
Tracks
apocalypse.
tracks of fire.
All right. Okay. All right. Moving on. Han, what did you like about it?
I like the music and I like the visuals. The visuals were confusing at times, which it's because my brain was trying to make it fit into like real life, and obviously it's a movie, it's not real life. And like you said, it says at the beginning, another place, another time. So you have to kind of come at it of the angle of, this is some other city and some other.
A long time ago
Well,
on a
but
street far, far away.
Well, yeah, but I'm trying to say it's like a different. I'm trying to think of the word I'm looking for.
Reality?
Timeline.
Yeah, like
reality.
a different, like a different reality or timeline from us.
Yeah, I mentioned that. Yeah.
My brain tried to make too much sense of, okay, if it's supposed to be the 50s, but why this? Oh, but it's the 80s, but that's not the 80s. You know, my brain tried to make too much sense of some of the combinations of visuals that they used.
You also noticed no one used the phone?
Oh, yeah.
Did anyone use a phone at all?
No,
I don't
because
think
she
so.
literally sent a telegram to get her brother's temple.
Yeah. Yeah.
She sent a telegram. Nobody used the phone, period. In the whole
And you know what? The
entire
telegram is so underrated.
But yeah,
I was saying,
even though they confused me, I enjoyed the visuals. I did like that and the music about the movie. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Jens.
I would say it quickly. I was saying, I think it was like written for a cowboy western, but they didn't have no cowboy western material, but they had like 50s sort of stuff, and so they were like, right, well, we'll just say it in the 50s and won't use any phones.
You're saying you think
what you said makes absolutely no sense. Everybody in this chat is now dumber for having heard it. You are awarded no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Are you talking about me or Jens?
Jens.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say. I mean, I know I'm dumb, but come on, sorry, Tommy. Damn.
Well, if you don't like understand it, look at the picture. It looks like a western. You know, he's with the gun.
It does kind of have a. It does have a western. I see what you're saying, Jens. It does have a western feel to it, and there's a lot of lever action, like old west style rifles used in the movie. Like when he goes and gets kitted out, that's the rifle
Dude,
he buys.
he's dressed like a goddamn old timey prospector. The whole fucking movie.
Each character has very specific character parameters. Like you said, he looks like an old west prospector. He uses a lever action rifle like an old west rifle. It's 80s, 50s. You know, it's
80s,
all
50s.
it's all over the place. It's
1950, 80.
yeah.
Um,
But to me, the visuals, they did nail the visuals in the movie, even if it confused my brain and I tried to make more of the movie than my brain should have, because that's what my brain does. It's the visuals and the music, I still think they really hit it. I like the visuals and the music.
All right, real quick, before we go any further, David Quintana, has anybody watched Heavy Metal?
Yes.
Yes.
I love that movie. I
Good
love that movie.
Classic.
Awesome
It was
movie.
the worst cartoon movie I think I've ever seen.
Awesome movie to watch on shrooms.
I'm joking.
Wow.
I cannot partake in shrooms, but
Yo, I like that movie, especially when I'm fried. The music rocks in that movie. I love the stories that it tells. It's an awesome movie, David. We might actually do that one day too. We just have to wait and see.
how
Hell yeah.
long is that? Isn't that movie like really long? Or am I?
No,
just thinking
not really. Not really.
I'll take shrooms and watch it.
No, we don't. I don't need you tripping on a stream now.
Why not?
Uh,
Fucking
now we
sounds
could
like a
talk.
great idea.
Wait, now we could talk about
fucking
spike cameras.
Tommy. Fucking Tommy.
Look at that. You're a
Oh,
train now.
fucking Tommy.
You're a train now.
On Steam.
I love it.
You don't look very happy to be a
I don't. No, I don't look very happy. You know why I don't look very happy, though. That's that's why Thomas ended up burning that motherfucker down. Was because Hans Stein was in
That's
town.
why
Hans
Thomas
Stein was
fought
like, "Fuck this."
Godzilla? Is
Yeah.
that why Thomas fought Godzilla?
It's Thomas versus Hans Stein, and they burned the motherfucker to the ground.
That's the Thomas franchise going burning down after the remake.
Actually, Heavy Metal Heavy Metal is an hour and a half.
For some
90
reason,
minutes.
For some reason, I was thinking it was like one of those really long
Yeah,
movies.
you was stroomed up on you. It seemed like it was on for 4 hours.
In my mind, for some reason, it was just one of those movies that was like fucking 2+ hours long. I don't know.
I knew people who used to fucking take shrooms or acid and watch Natural Born Killers. I'm like, no, you're an idiot. Like,
You don't have to. It's already an acid trip on
yeah, I
on the
know.
screen.
I know. And then when you're bugging out on your trip, and then you see this stupid shit that's going on, it's like, I don't know. I was not a fan of Natural Born Killers. Just saying.
He said yes, he would wait for that movie reaction. Yeah, we're going to do heavy metal one day. It's just we got a few more we got to get to before we start adding more to the list.
Just don't do part 2.
Oh yeah, there we go.
That is, yeah, I didn't like part 2.
There we go. The best part of heavy metal.
Hell yeah, dude. She is fucking hot. That was hand drawn, guys. Hand drawn art right there.
I don't know if we can get through this movie. I don't know. You guys might be like taking like as Runner likes to call them bathroom breaks.
We
know what that's a euphemism
what
for.
Is there? There's 3 parts of heavy metal. She's only in one of the 3 parts. It's okay.
I've only seen 2. Nice.
Maybe, I'm talking about the stories in heavy metal. There's only like 3 stories in heavy metal, right?
All right.
And those rocking titties.
Oh my god, Darius, what did you like about the movie from what you saw of it, if anything at all?
What did I like about that movie? I think I would have to go with Diane Lane.
He's going my route now. Yeah, he's going my route.
On mute.
Good choice, brother.
Oh,
yeah, because that's what I tell Hanzo and Danny and all them over there. It's like, yo, I may not like certain movies, but I can always find something good in a movie that I don't like. And usually it's the women, if there's one relevant there. And Diane Lane pulled the part off.
Diane Lane was a smoke show in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
She was. Yeah, I will say she was a good choice.
Yeah, I think after all the scenes that JJ's seen with her tonight, he's taking out stock in Kleenex.
No, not really.
You know.
Not really.
Speaking specifically of her, do you know one thing though that bothered me in the movie?
What?
The flashback of him deciding to go save her when he flashback to her performing.
Oh yeah.
Together. She's wearing the exact same outfit that she's wearing when she gets kidnapped.
There was a couple of times where she was wearing the same outfit when she got kidnapped.
Yeah. And he like flashbacks.
Although I'm not gonna lie, I like the outfit.
Oh, I like the outfit. I'm just saying it. In my mind, I was like, that's a little bit sloppy. That obviously you. See, I like that outfit at the end too. That was a good outfit.
Yeah, well, I don't think people watch it for a fashion show. They watch it for action.
Well, to me, it just threw the continuity off because she was wearing the same outfit in the flashback.
I have to say that seeing Diane Lane in in that outfit was kind of like what introduced me to like.
Yeah. How do you know that?
Ooh, hey, what's going on? Hey, what's going on down there? Like, I'm a little kid. I'm like, wait, what's going on? It's like,
yeah,
something's happening.
Big Miranda's like, wear that dress. You know you got to wear that dress. We tried before with a dress, but it just wasn't the same. Get that dress back on.
The funnier thing of that scene that he was showing a minute ago, what did I do? It was so wrong with him saying, "You fucked Rick Moranis, you bitch." That's what you did.
Yeah, he was thinking it.
You fucked that little angry geek.
Yeah, you fucked Rick Moranis because he helped you make money. You're a whore.
He was basically saying that at the end of the movie, too, right to Rick Moranis' face. He said, you can give her something that I can't, something smaller. So he
shit.
Money. Yeah.
Shit.
As JJ said, chicks that are with weird dudes like Rick Moranis, it's either because they provide money or they provide large packages of other things.
They got a big dick or they got a big wallet. There you go.
I was trying to be nice on your string.
This was also kind of like a thing where like women like that were musical performers would end up marrying their managers.
Well, it's like Mariah Carey. Remember Mariah Carey married that dude that was like her producer or manager that was like an old fucking dude.
Her first manager she married.
It's like, bitch, I made you famous. I guess we can get married. You made me a lot of money. And then later on, they fucking.
It probably happens a lot more than we even realize. Even if it doesn't wind up in marriage, them going out. I'm sure it happens a lot more because they're always working so closely together. And I mean, who at that point knows them better, usually in their career, than their manager. So
Wasn't
develop a
Cindy
bond a lot.
Lauper married to her manager?
Probably.
Or going out with him at one point, whatever.
I think we're getting off track again.
Yeah.
I think
That's
you're
right.
more
Not really off track.
about their love life than you was about the.
It wasn't really off track. It's like on.
Okay. All right, Darius.
I'm not getting you off
anything
track.
else? Anything else other than Diane Lane?
I do kind of like the style of the bikers, with the even though it was a little over the top, it was a little stylized. I just think that kind of thing is cool, and I like the setting. It was in Chicago, and it felt very what's the word?
Gritty?
It felt like self-contained.
Grimy.
Yeah, it felt grimy.
Dirty, grimy, gritty.
Yeah, it felt like I don't know,
It
somewhere
kind of had that
between-
would you say like a post-apocalyptic
I
almost feel
was
to
I
it.
was getting ready to say the exact same thing, Tommy.
Yeah.
It almost
Yeah,
had
like if the 1950s had a post-apocalyptic setting.
yeah, it was like
Yeah.
a post-apocalyptic Chicago that was in the 50s, 80s.
Yeah, it kind of felt somewhere between Nighthawks and Dark City.
Because
I never saw Dark City, but I saw Nighthawk.
well, and as we had said, going along with that is everything was like fucking law. Even though there was cops everywhere, well, only 2 cops in that one.
No,
town.
there's 2 cops.
But remember the other cops that they fucked all their motorcycles and cars up? They had quite a few cops, but everything
Yeah,
was
that was the cops in Ardmore. The funny thing is when they went into the battery actually to retrieve Ellen Ain, you didn't see any cops in the battery.
No, not a single goddamn cop. Yeah, that was thank you, Tommy. The battery, because I remember like Rick Moranis was like, "I'll never want to go back there." Blah 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 blah.
And then he's like, "No, little bitch, you're going back there, and you're paying me
Yeah.
$10,000." He's like, "Okay, let's get in the car." But yeah, it did. It had a very gritty post-apocalyptic feel because it was like post-apocalyptic to me. And I'm not trying to steal your comments on this, Darius, but as we were saying, it had a weird 50s/80s, 80s, 50s vibe. And it was also fucking lawless as hell because you could go around and make a habit of just stealing any fucking thing you wanted to.
This guy
And
stole. This
beating the
guy
shit out of
stole
people, throwing people through windows.
Tom Cody in like a matter of 3 days stole a car, a motorcycle, and a bus.
With people on the bus that they kept with
yeah.
them.
Yeah.
It's probably not as worse as what's going on in Chicago right now. So I don't know why you can't get over the fact that there's lawlessness going on in a fucking city.
Well, here I want to point out one more thing, and we're since we're making that connection with the post-apocalyptic feel, you got to remember that Walter Hill already did this once before, and I'm going to go back and I'm going to say it again. The Warriors.
Yeah.
The Warriors was the same thing. It was because that legitimately wasn't what New York was like. It was more like a post-apocalyptic New York.
It was
the same feel, and a lot of those movies in the 80s had it.
It was what people who never lived in New York. It was what their idea of living in New York was.
It was what people in the Midwest thought New York was actually like.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, and in the 80s, there was a lot of fear about that, like cities would become overrun with crime. And so you see a lot of like sci-fi movies or movies set in the near future.
Mad Max is another one.
Yeah, or even Demolition Man, where the idea that in a few years, because it wasn't that the beginning of that one wasn't set that far ahead of when the movie was made, and everything was there was riots and everything was burning and looting.
The movie was 93, I think. It started in 97.
Demolition
Man.
Yeah, not that far ahead, and before he gets frozen. So there was definitely a fear that major cities were going to succumb to crime and lawlessness. Even going back to like Escape from New York.
Yep.
Can I have a slight aside that's not going to go super off the rails?
We ain't been nothing but off the rails all night.
No, this
Not
is
really.
just
Not really.
No, this has nothing to do with trains. This is a random thing. Because Darius was talking about Demolition Man. A lot of you that I've talked to a lot know that I grew up in Louisville, Kentucky. I lived there for the first 16 years of my life. When Demolition Man was coming out, they did a promotion where they actually blew a building up that they were going to blow up anyway. You know, the set demolition, how they like, pancake
for
building down.
down buildings. And shit.
They blew a building up in Louisville, Kentucky when I'm like as a promotional thing for Demolition Man. Before the movie came out.
Okay.
Did they film?
And in Louisville, it was a big thing. It was like on the news and shit.
They filmed it in Demolition Man. Yeah,
No,
at least
no,
part
it
of
was
it
like
was filmed.
It was not in the movie. It was like a promotional thing.
Oh, I would understood more if like it was like part of it was filmed in
No,
Louisville.
it was not.
Stallone set off
it
the
was-
flight detonator.
It was not anything to do with the movie, which is kind of, like you said, is kind of funny. It was a promotional thing, almost like a promotional tour for the movie. It's like, oh, hey, look, Demolition Man's coming out, and whenever the movie was coming out,
And just
and
like, hey,
they blew a
we're
building up and
gonna
had like
blow
a big,
up a random building.
They had like a Demolition Man fucking thing set up, and it's like, oh, coming in whatever date,
It's Sylvester
Demolition
Stallone.
Man,
Use the plunger to set it off.
and they
Yeah,
played-
did Stallone push the detonator? Did they actually have Stallone there?
I don't remember. It's been
That
so
would've been
long ago.
awesome.
It's been so long ago. I don't remember to be
Well,
honest with
probably
you.
not then. Go, you'd have remembered.
That would have been
Well,
awesome.
I wasn't actually personally there. We went to a
Good
park.
night, Candy Cane.
Night Candy.
Good night, Candy
I
Cane.
was-
Everybody like Candy.
Nice.
Everybody like Candy.
I didn't actually go to the demolition. A friend of
I
mine,
thought you was
a friend of mine, and I went to a park that had like a really high overlook over the city, and we watched it, from a distance to see the building go down. But it was like a big thing, that it was like a promotional thing for Demolition Man, which was super random. Like, oh, we're doing a promotion for Demolition Man. We're gonna blow a fucking building up in this random town.
Yeah, that's a.
And I don't. I mean, I like I said, it's been so long ago now because, like I said, I only lived in Louisville till I was 16, so this is before that. So it's been obviously now a long time ago. I'm sure there were movie actors and stuff involved in it, so I don't know who else was there and involved in it. I don't really remember. I'm sure if you really dug into it, you could find like old news stories or something or articles from it, but it was just a super random. I'm sorry again, JJ. It was just a super random thing because Darius was talking about Demolition Man. I was like, yeah, they blew a random fucking building up for Demolition Man promotional things in Louisville when I was a teenager.
So Han, that means when me and JJ are gonna watch Demolition Man, because that's on the list. That means you're here for it, right?
Oh, I liked it. I love Demolition Man. I think it's a
I
great
love that
movie.
fucking movie too. Love
I
it.
had Taco Bell tonight just because of the restaurant wars. Isn't
Did
that
you
what
ever
they call
see-
it? Isn't that what they call it? The restaurant
did-
wars? Taco Bell
Did
won
you
the
ever
restaurant
see?
wars?
Did you ever see that there's a version where they changed it to Pizza Hut?
No,
There's
I
a
did not know
version
that.
where they change it to Pizza Hut. Yeah.
That would be less diarrhea. I do love Taco Bell. I had Taco Bell really tonight. 100% honest with you, but look, they had the whole social distancing thing down.
Yeah, they predicted it.
They predict
Also,
social
the,
distancing and the shortage of
also-
toilet paper.
And the pussification of society.
Yeah, that you
Yeah,
have to
that's
sign.
tough.
That you have to sign a legal agreement to have relations with the opposite sex.
Right, and they don't even touch.
Yeah, but don't they put I hadn't seen Demolition Man in a while. Don't they put like a thing on their head?
Yeah,
Yep.
it's like virtual
Yeah.
reality.
Yeah. Okay. I'm sorry, JJ. It just made me think of that from my childhood because he was talking about Demolition Man.
So it's all good.
But I'm 100% there for Demolition Man. I do really like Demolition Man.
Okay, Darius. Raquel, what did you
Yes?
like about the movie?
I like the music. I love the red car, and I enjoyed seeing William Dafoe. And it was a real treat to see Rick. How do you say his name? Rick Moranis.
Yeah, Rick Moranis.
And yeah, that was a real treat of itself.
Asshole and all.
Seeing him as an asshole.
You brought up a good point, Raquel. I said I like the visuals. I didn't even think about it. Yeah, the cars and the motorcycles and stuff in the movie were really good.
Hmm.
The look of
They
everything
did
was awesome.
Yeah, they did a really good job. And they did kind of bring out the 50s greaser thing with the car that he procured from the gentleman that he threw through the window of the diner.
Procured from
because-
the gentleman.
Well, because if you really look at it, and I know they made it look like it was an actual real soft top by having like the soft top in the back that they never put up, but it was basically a car that was customized and they just cut the roof off a sedan. It wasn't really a convertible. Because if you notice in the movie, the way the doors are and the way the sides are, how they have like that shit.
Well, they
screwed
never
down.
put the top up on that. That top was never up.
Yeah, the top wasn't real. What I'm getting at is they made it look like a really cool convertible, but it wasn't actually a convertible. It was basically a car that they just cut the roof off of. There's cues if you really look at the car, which has nothing really to do with the actual movie.
Yeah, Han, I'm extremely disappointed. You know, you're talking about the cars, you're talking about the motorcycles, yet you're not talking about the trains. What's going on here, Han?
We're not
You
going
already-
down that, we're not going down that road again.
He already talked about the train.
We're not going down that road again. But I'm sorry,
Okay.
Raquel. I do agree with you. The visuals of like the cars and stuff are really good.
Anything else?
Nope, that's it.
Okay, cool. Jens, what did you like about it?
I liked that the fact it was sort of Indiana Jones taking on an evil Fonzie. Whereby-
He was evil Fonzie when you think about it.
Oh,
Yeah.
Indiana
Fonzie.
Jones versus Evil Fonzie. That is so awesome.
yeah, it was like one of them where, because before he's a bit skinny in that, you do think, how come he's the leader in that? But Defoe has, and what I thought probably got him the part was he has got that crazy psychopathic sort of crazy face that he put on, where it was probably one of them where no one wanted to argue with him because he was so crazy and that, which he played really like good because
He did. He really did. For his
He
for
did,
his
yeah.
like, I'd say he probably had 15 minutes total screen time. I'd say like if you add it up,
Yeah.
would you
And-
say is it like
Yeah.
15 minutes?
For the
Yeah.
for the actual lack of character development for his specific character in the
He was
movie,
good.
he played
Good.
it very well.
Yep, he sure as shit did.
I mean, despite, I mean, really, he was handicapped by his lack of time and backstory, really, in the movie.
Well, also, you know, you see him at like I said, I saw this as a little kid on VHS. And it's like I was like, ugh. I looked at Willem Dafoe for the first time, and I was like, ugh, gross.
Yeah, for the lack of character development, he does an excellent job of portraying the character because most all the other characters in the movie have way more character development. Even though,
Oh, yeah.
in my honest opinion, every character in this movie lacks.
Even
actual
Rick
character
Moranis,
development.
had more backstory than he
Yeah, and at that's one negative to me about this movie is there's not really good character development on any of the characters, especially Willem Dafoe's character.
First of all, Michael Paré's sister had like, all right, she just owns the diner. That's all we know
Yeah.
about her. She
And
owns the
honestly-
diner. She owns a diner, and she sent him a fucking telegram to come back.
And
down.
honestly,
Come back
I
to
didn't
town.
even I didn't even think about it because I don't know if they even actually said it in the movie. I may have missed it. It took a long time for me to even figure out their connection, that they were even brother and sister. It's like
Oh, yeah,
she telegrammed this dude and was like, "Hey, I need you to come back."
Yeah.
And they didn't fuck, so I mean, they know each other obviously,
because
but
that would have been extra weird. So,
well, no, I'm just saying it was so kind of ambiguous about even how they were connected. You just see
They actually say it in one part. It's very short because when he picks up McCoy, he says, "You know, I'm staying at my sister's place."
Oh, okay. See, I said I probably missed something in the movie because they were so ambiguous about it. How they were connected, and it made sense once. I totally missed the part you're talking about, Tommy, and it made sense after, I think while we were watching the movie, somebody was talking about it being his sister, and I was like, oh, okay, that makes sense, because at first it's just like, oh, she sees this thing happen and she sends a telegram to some dude, and he comes back and uses one of her bedrooms to stay in, but they don't fuck. So
Well, first he puts people through the window of her diner. Don't forget about it.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
Yeah,
about
which
that.
was the part I liked.
That was a good part.
That was a good part.
I like that guy keeps pulling out the fucking the butterfly knife, and he smacks him in the face. Takes the butterfly
Which
knife
is-
and fucking.
Which is the ultimate. Any of us here, even if you're not a brawler or a fighter, you would know the ultimate insult would be for somebody to just keep bitch smacking you in the face.
Or no, or not even that, but like bitch slap you in the face, take your weapon, and then hand your weapon back to you.
Yeah, and say, "Try. You want to try again?"
Try again.
He does the butterfly knife, and then he fucking bitch slaps and takes the butterfly knife, and then he does the butterfly knife after he bitch slaps and hands it back. It's like, okay, try again.
And there was explosions and all, which was good. And
There was
tits.
a lot of explosions. All right, the tits were lacking.
Yeah, but tits and explosions, so it's like, yeah, you know it.
Tit
Like,
explosions.
definitely getting
I mean, a lot of the movie, the
Three-
streets
three
were
or more.
literally on fire.
Yeah, those streets were on fire. There was a lot of
They
streets that were on
definitely
fire.
nailed.
So
They definitely nailed the visuals for the
Yes.
title of the movie.
the
Streets of
title
Fire.
is fitting because there were a lot of streets on fire.
But you know what, that beginning gang that he actually winds up going, and confronting in the diner. Does anybody remember the remain? Because I remember saying what he says the name of the gang like twice. When the so and so when the so and so are hungry, the so and so's eat, and he sits down at the diner.
Oh,
I
can't
don't remember the name. I do remember they had a logo on their back.
It
the
was
back
the,
of their
um,
jackets.
oh,
I can't
damn.
remember the name.
Yeah, see, I've watched this movie numerous times, and I never
Same.
remember the
Yeah,
name of that
same.
gang.
Dave.
Never.
and I like
Yeah,
the
I
end
mean-
fight scene and all, which was pretty good.
But I mean, yeah, it was kind of cool that they included something from modern times, and that's where you get that splash over from the 50s, 80s. Because at the time when this was filmed, the butterfly knife was actually a really popular knife at the time. It was everywhere in the flea markets and shit, and that's why it wound up being included in that opening bar, or a diner scene.
Because like the end scene with the pick hammers, is it and start? Is that what you call them? Pick hammers, or
It's
is
a
it?
spike. It's a spike.
Oh,
hammer.
spike hammer, yeah, that's it. With the spike hammers was pretty good. It was like I seen like fight scenes with axes and that, and sledgehammers, and now with spike hammers.
Just call them sledgehammers, bro.
They're not sledgehammers. Did Tommy and
I
I
call-
have to take you to school again, bro?
I call them sledgehammers. Anyway.
Because with the end fight scene, I tell you something, they look like they didn't have much stunt doubles because like the fighting was a bit.
Oh
sort
yeah,
of-
yeah. You saw their
Okay.
faces. Of,
Yeah. Because I was saying like the fighting was a bit shoddy, and so you're thinking, oh, well, that must be really them. Because a real stuntman will just get his face covered and then it just smash through shit. There's all again, but good fight scene at the end though.
Some people, Tommy, still play with butterfly knives.
Oh, I hear you. I have a whole collection of them as well. You got some of the large, like what is that, like the 10-inch blades.
Or a bally song, as the cool people call it.
Yeah,
Watching
those are
Drinking
those
Side,
are
be
actually
playing with it.
the bala songs are actually from Thailand.
Yeah, which is
That's-
where they originated. That's where they originated, right?
Yeah.
Was Thailand.
Yes,
They call it
yes.
a Bali song. And I really shouldn't be playing with it because I've been drinking. There's multiple things I shouldn't be playing with right now, and I just hit.
That's gonna go flying out of your hand.
Yeah, I need to
Stab
stop.
one of your Funko Pops.
Oh no! It'll puncture the package and ruin the collectability value.
Oh, don't
Yeah,
say
if it
puncture
slips
the
and took your
package.
jugular, the stream's definitely getting took down.
Oh, this is really. I was trying to find out the name of the gang that he fought to start with, and I haven't been able to find it because that's how immemorable they were. But there's an article from Polygon that says Streets of Fire is a forgotten proto-cyberpunk classic you need to see. That makes a lot of sense the way they describe it. A proto cyberpunk classic.
Cyberpunk.
I don't think I would.
Proto-cyberpunk.
I don't think I would really consider it cyberpunk. Like if you're talking cyberpunk, I could see you putting Blade Runner in that.
Yeah.
Maybe even Escape from LA in that. I can't really see Escape from New York in a cyberpunk, but I mean even that one maybe almost, but Streets of Fire not really. No, I don't see cyberpunk. I don't see where they're getting that.
Anywho, JJ, you still there?
He's just letting us fucking run. He's like, I'm tired of you trying to keep up with y'all.
It might be wrong with his bike, I don't know. Because we can't hear you, JJ, if you're saying out.
JJ, you still with us, brother?
I think JJ took a nap.
JJ!
JJ,
Yeah.
out of here.
Yeah, I'm here. Sorry. I was in my own little world, just listening to everybody talk. Where was I? Oh,
Tommy ask him what he likes about it.
yeah. Tell me. Thank you.
No, you know, I already said what I liked about it. I like most of what's in this movie. Yeah, there's a few problems with a few of the characters. You know, like Han said, and like everybody else has said. You know, some of the character development is a little weak, but I think it's one of those movies you don't necessarily need to have every single character explained. I think a lot of these movies they overdo it with trying to throw all the background information at you. Excuse me.
That's true.
And I think sometimes it's a little overdone. Sometimes it's fun to just like let go and just enjoy the characters for what they are, and sometimes you don't necessarily need to know everything about them. I mean, I don't know. I mean, maybe that's just me, but I like the sets. The sets were amazing. The action it was really good. Some of the action was, it was a little bit hokey. And even the songs that were incorporated in the song, they fit what they were doing at the time. And there was a lot of like surprise actors, you know, like seeing Bill Paxton in there. You know, that guy cracks me up. It was fun seeing him in there as a goofy freaking
with his
bartender.
bulletproof hair.
Yeah.
Tommy, Ed Begley Jr. as that crazy homeless guy that lives under the bridge.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
That was a really fun scene too, though. It was, you know. Yeah, you know what's funny about it is you're scared of me,
It's like,
and you're short, real short.
Who'd have thought you'd seen Ed Begley Jr. play a character like that, right?
And then of course, you know, seeing Willem Dafoe, like when I went back over it, this was only like his 5th movie, so yeah, it wasn't his first, but it was one of definitely his earliest movies. It's just, you know, Michael Pare, he's another one. Some of his lines come off as a little bit flat. I still think he did a very good job in the role of the character. Maybe if he had more time to develop his acting skills, he would have did a lot more. But
Agree.
I think for what it was, I thought it was good.
I think Michael Pare, if Michael Pare could have learned to read lines better, he would have been good as any sort of version as the Punisher.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I could definitely see that. I mean, it would have been a lot better than Dolph Lundgren.
No,
Yes. Yeah, it would have.
No, because Dolph did have a good physique for the Punisher. Where
He did, but everything else wasn't I don't know.
no, it was just because he like lived in the sewers and that one sort of thing, and he wasn't like the Punisher. But I didn't mind the Dolph Lundgren Punisher.
I will say it was better than the Thomas Jane Punisher. I will say that much.
Yeah, I've been trying to find the name of the gang from the diner, and it's all it says is he fights a group of anything you look up. All it says is he fights a group of thugs. That's how little they care about that gang. But it is interesting because it brings up what Tommy was talking about earlier. That Streets of Fire was intended to be the first in a projected trilogy of action films called The Adventures of Tom Cody.
Mm-hmm.
And the two sequels were tentatively titled The Far City and Cody's Return. But as you said, Tommy, the failure at the box office put an end to the whole trilogy. The whole
Yeah,
trilogy.
it ruined it. I mean, it's probably a shame because they might have been able to do something really interesting with it. Here, I'm going to find out the name of this gang.
And maybe Michael Pare could have had a career after this.
This is also interesting.
Ouch.
An unofficial fan sequel was
what,
released.
Darius? I'm just saying.
An
I'm not
unofficial
trying to
An
be a
unofficial
dick.
fan sequel was released in 2013 in film festivals and in 2019 on home releases. Produced by Albert Pyun, entitled Road to Hell. It was Michael Pare and Deborah Von Valkenburg reprising their roles from the original film. It is significantly darker and edgier than the original movie. So apparently there has been a fan film sequel.
Oh, and
to this
apparently
movie.
Michael Pare did not get along with Rick Moranis during the filming of this movie.
Really?
Which
So it
makes
wasn't
sense.
just an act.
No, he legitimately hated him.
Rick Moranis said something to him like, "So, are you a tough guy or do you just look like a tough guy?" And like that apparently like pissed
Doesn't
Michael
sound that
Pare
bad.
off.
That doesn't sound bad at all.
Are they the
Maybe.
Roadmasters? Is that who he beats up, the Roadmasters?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I was looking at it, and unfortunately, the scenes I'm looking at, where it actually shows the whole knife fight scene, you can't read their jackets because everything's so jacked up in what they're showing online.
It's the same thing I was just looking at on TV tropes. It says badass biker, Raven and the Bombers, obviously. The Roadmasters think they're this, they're not. So I'm guessing the Roadmasters are who were the ones he beat up.
Yeah. When the
Stole their
Roadmasters are hungry, the Roadmasters
eat. Which makes sense. When I'm hungry, I eat. I'm not a Roadmaster, but
All right,
JJ.
JJ.
that shows how
I'm
much
done.
nobody cared about that guy that he beat up in the diner. Is you had to dig like into the deep darks of the internet to even find the name.
I know, right?
Well, it wasn't, as we mentioned early on, it really wasn't a popular movie, but it was, I would say, it made its money back almost just in video rentals and video sales. That's where, as I think Tommy mentioned, it was either Tommy or Slash or one of the other.
I mentioned, it was 14,500 was the budget, and they only got 14,500,000
And they only
for the
got,
budget,
like,
and they only eight point something million that they had
box office.
at the box
Right.
office.
$1,000,000 in $1984.
That's a lot of money, man. In 19.
Well, like I said, it was that whole Bruce Springsteen thing, and because he tied up production with the, is he in with the song? Is he not out? And then there was all the contract, negotiations and disputes, and it actually did hold up production. I mean, they were in production, and it held production up. And you know how that is. Once production is held up, the clock is still ticking, and the money is still going out.
Yeah.
Yeah, and until you get asses in the seats, you're not making your money back with movies.
Exactly.
Especially in the 80s. With digital streaming and everything nowadays, that's kind of different. But in the 80s, if you're not getting asses in seats, then you're not making money.
Well, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and just fast forward to the last question. And you know what I'm talking about, Slasher, so don't even ask.
I know what you're talking about. I have the reading already.
Yeah, okay.
And
You know,
my
I
reason
give
for
you-
the rating.
well, go ahead and give me a grade for it.
A-.
Okay. A-. Okay. All right, that ain't bad.
All right.
Hans.
I will say I give it the A- because there was really no reason for Willem Dafoe to kidnap her. I mean,
Yeah.
despite what Tommy said, yes, I will agree with what Tommy said about just a madman doing madman things. But
Mad men
Still-
do mad things for no reason.
yeah, but still, it kind of. And there was no resolution. There was no resolution at the end because they just wrote off. They just wrote off.
He beat the shit out of him, and they allowed his gang to take him and retreat with him.
And
back.
then he bounced. Yeah. After the concert. So that's my That's why I give it the minus.
Oh wow! Hey, here's a funny one. So I'm looking at another set of numbers for this movie. This one actually has it hitting a lot lower of a number.
Oh wow!
This one only has the box office at 5,600,000.
So what do you go?
I
What
didn't
do
say that. I
you?
saw what you saw originally.
What do you look between you? I noticed IMDb and Wikipedia always have different numbers.
Right. This was another one. It's just called The Numbers, where data and movie business meet.
Okay.
And this one is actually saying that the box office on June 17th of 1984 was only 5,600,000 domestic.
Huh.
But that's domestic. So
Yeah.
I don't think this thing really got an overseas release. I don't think it did.
Yeah, because I didn't know about this film really.
And if
But,
you look up
JJ,
anything about
JJ.
it, all you see is like U.S. stuff.
JJ, I give it an A minus. That's my.
Okay.
Darius is left right in the middle of grading.
What?
So he
Oh,
probably he failed. He failed the test. He says, "So I'll just be right back when y'all are done talking about that."
Yeah, he
Um,
probably thought I was going to go on a 5-minute or 10-minute run when he's graded.
Well,
I
no,
figured someone would
no.
get off track, off the rails.
Han, your grade.
I give it a B plus.
Okay.
There was, as we've already all talked about, there was some, to me, obvious plot holes and character building they could have done. I give it a B plus. I really enjoyed the movie. Like I said, I'd never even heard of it until you all said you were going to do it, and I watched the preview and I was like, oh, this looks pretty cool. So I really enjoyed watching the movie. I really enjoyed the movie. I'm kind of like Slasher. I don't know that I would watch it every other week, maybe once a year, every couple of years. Hey, I haven't seen that movie in a while.
Probably in about a week or so, I'll probably end up watching it again, just to pay attention to it, because we were talking and BSing through the movie and stuff like that. There were some spots I completely missed. I saw it happen, but I didn't hear a thing that was said. And I'm not dogging that, but it's something I could go back and rewatch.
Well, and I hate that the movie bombed at the box office, because if you knowing that now that they had planned it to be a trilogy, the ending makes more sense. That they drag Raven off, he and McCoy leave town. Not Raven, but what's his name? McCoy leave town.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
You can see they left it, which we all know now watching modern movies. You can obviously tell when they have it set to pitch a sequel. And this movie, going by that information of knowing they wanted it to be a trilogy, makes the ending make more sense, because I know we've talked a little bit about how the ending was just kind of blah and it didn't make sense. They just let him drag him off and everybody went about their business and then he left town. But it's like, yeah, but if you look at it as they wanted to pitch it as a trilogy, then it leaves us prime for him and Raven to have another encounter in one of the other movies of the trilogy.
And if they were going to do it, probably the best way to do it is they have a movie in between where they're doing stuff someplace else.
Yeah,
and then they come back to Richmond because Raven has come back looking for him.
Him and McCoy have their kind of own movie in the middle because they rode off into the sunset together. And then, like you just said, Tommy, he gets another telegram because something goes wrong again. And then the third movie in the trilogy finishes off Raven real for good in the third movie that time.
Real for good. Okay,
Real for
good.
good. Not just beat the shit out of him and let.
Yo, man, it was cooked up on sugar and it was real for good.
But yeah, I can totally see how they were pitching it to be a trilogy the way they ended the movie, and the ending makes more sense once you know that facts of the movie, that it was meant to be a trilogy series.
I love how Han just brought it right into the station.
Yeah.
Wow.
But yeah, I'd give it a B plus. I really enjoyed the movie.
Okay, Darius. From what you've seen,
I give it a
B.
Yeah, it looked like it was pretty consistent in tone. I don't know how much sense it made, but it evoked an emotional response. There was fighting. There was
it's on.
hot women.
Pardon me. Damn.
Smoker's
Well, if you want to, no, I just hit
Music.
my pipe.
He got greedy.
Yeah, I got greedy. Thank you. If you have Netflix, it's on Netflix. If you want to go check out the beginning of it to see, where the movie was going, because I know you missed the beginning of it, but that's solely it if you want to. Okay, Raquel, what's your grade on this movie?
I would say a B. It was an enjoyable movie to watch.
Awesome. Yeah, I already heard Yen's grade, but go ahead and tell us.
Oh, I'd give it a B minus. Like the fighting was, action was a bit sort of shoddy, but because the storyline, I'm already bothered about the storyline. It was good enough. Some crazy dude kidnaps a bird, and then the dude has to go get the bird back.
Right.
Storyline done, but the action was a bit shit. So I give it a B minus. Pretty good film though. Pretty good. And because the music was quite good and all. You're 80s,
Okay.
so
When I was trying to find the name of the gang that he beat up in the diner, it's funny because some of the descriptions of the movie that you look up, and I'm sorry, I don't remember the main character's name, our
Raven.
anti-hero.
Oh, Tom
Oh
Cruise.
no, Cody.
That they describe Cody as a mercenary for hire comes back to town because his sister sends him a telegram, and I'm like, yeah, he said he was in the military and all that shit, but I don't really see him being a mercenary for hire.
Oh,
I
no,
guess that's kind of what he does. But
Well, Han, there was the one quote he says, "Don't worry, they always hire bums like me for jobs like this," hinting that he's done this before.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. So
Yeah.
actually,
Also, why did that cop call him a juvenile delinquent? That fucking
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, when
that didn't
I-
make no damn sense.
when he's
this
like
dude
obviously
looks like he's 35 years old.
Yeah.
That makes a good point.
Nobody in that movie is a juvenile. Even what was their name? The Rollers or whatever was.
Yeah, not even the guys he slapped around in the beginning.
Yeah,
those
they
guys
weren't even. They weren't even juvenile delinquents. That just shows how out of touch the two cops in that town were.
The two cops
that apparently worked around the clock. Poor bastard.
All right. And Tommy.
I'm. This is one of those movies I do really enjoy. Does it have a few problems? Yeah, absolutely, it has a few problems. But every movie you watch is going to have some problems. So you got to be able to take it. Is it enjoyable enough to watch it again? And I would say definitely it is. I wouldn't rank it nowhere near as high as the Transformers '86. I gave that an A+. I mean, really, I would have gave that an A+++++. But that's just ridiculous at that point, and it's overkill. But no, I would probably give this one actually sits somewhere in between an A- and a B+ for me. It's like right in between those two numbers. I think it's a very good movie. It tells a good story. It's very enjoyable to watch. The characters are interesting enough, and it doesn't necessarily need the backstories to fill them all out, because I don't care to see that in every movie. I'd like to just be able to just shut off and just enjoy a movie for what it is without being, getting this big long-winded explanation of why everybody's doing it. I would just rather just watch an action sequence. I mean, it's the same thing with some movies like Mad Max. There's another movie. It didn't do tremendous in the box office, and we really didn't know all that much about Max's backstory, really. I mean, we got small snippets of it, but did we really know everything that was in his mind? No, but we could enjoy it for what it was. And that's kind of where I stand with this, and that's why I'm giving it the rating I'm giving. I enjoyed it for what it was. It's a movie that I can go back and watch a few times, especially if I'm looking for gang movies, like those dystopian-type gang movies. I'll watch The Warriors, and then I'll go throw Streets of Fire in right afterwards. So,
Okay, all right. Yeah, I give it a strong C+. Because
JJ coming in with the C+.
it could have been better, but trust me and Slasher has already seen a hell of a lot worse. So it deserves to be somewhere in the middle. It did have its.
D?
Yeah, man. Nah, because there wasn't even a whole boob shot in that thing, man. Why am I gonna give it a B, man? See no
Not
bees. All right.
Not even a live
No.
boob.
That was a negative A. Is what the
Yeah, that wasn't even an A cup, man. That was a
I
training
was
bra.
gonna say yeah. Okay, so the
but
boob.
anyway.
The boob you saw is what turned you off from it. Okay, sorry.
Apparently,
Yeah.
You know what? You know what?
bases his
There's
rating
something
off
else I want to point out right here, real quick. So when you
Oh,
get all
shit.
these idiots talking about all these movies nowadays where they have no women in it, and women don't play a major role in the film, and they hardly have any kind of representation whatsoever, and there's no diversity. This movie, done way back then, proves them absolutely wrong because she's
Exactly.
she is just as much as part of the main story as he is, and especially McCoy sitting right next to him the entire time.
I was gonna say not just Diane Lane, because Diane Lane was not the action woman of this movie. It was
Well, she was
little-
just like
was
Willem
the
Dafoe.
focus.
They were barely in it.
it was
She was the focus of the film.
but
It was
little,
about Cody
little-
and McCoy.
little angry army. I guess you
Army of Two.
say lesbian. I guess you might say she was a lesbian. She kinda had,
I think she was bi because she was,
had lesbian overtones.
yeah.
She did have her character did have very strong lesbian overtones.
Yeah.
But she acted like she could have went either way.
But the fact
But
that
she
he
was
shows up-
was kicking ass. She was kicking
Yeah,
ass.
she
throughout
was.
that whole movie.
and the
He
fact
blasted that dude in the face with a gun. She made like she was gonna bang that dude. It's like boom. She cracked him in the face with the gun.
well, and she shows up from Jump Street with a 1911 and a fucking
Jump
solar
Street.
holster.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Yeah,
she,
yeah.
she comes in before he even goes and gets himself kitted up with firearms.
Well, she
She's-
said she was
she's
an
fucking-
ex-soldier. She
she's
said
fucking-
she was a soldier.
And the little bit of her backstory, she's like, yeah, I'm an ex-soldier that ran out of wars. So, this being like an alternate history, alternate timeline, it's like, well, damn, how many fucking wars was she in? what kind of shit has she seen?
Plus, I also think that she would have beat the shit out of Rick Moranis if it came down
Oh,
to it.
she totally.
Rick-
Oh
Rick
man,
Moranis did it.
Rick
if-
Moranis
if-
is constantly jaw-jacking with her. It's like, yo,
You know what? If
What did
if
he
she
call her a broad? He
Yeah,
did
it's
call
like-
her a broad. Why are we
he
taking
called
this
her.
broad?
He called her Butch at one point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He called her Butch.
Yeah.
It's like, yo, this girl would turn around your jaw like a baseball cap, Rick Moranis. You should shut the fuck up.
you know
for a minute.
if she would have knocked the fuck out Rick Moranis, I'd have given the movie. I would have given it an 8, easy.
Well, come on. What about when she hit Clyde?
Dude, that was awesome. I loved it.
And then she jumps behind the bar and steals a bottle. It's like, wow.
Yeah, it's like
And in this lawless town, that's cool. And
What
he's
a
cool with it.
lawless
And
town.
he's cool with it. He's cool
Well, not
with it.
a-
at the end. He's like,
Not
yeah.
only that, but towards the end of the film, she's sitting there in the bar. Yeah, me and Clyde are real good friends now. He's like,
Yeah. And then he comes in. He's like, oh, y'all want tequila, right? Because y'all beat my ass and took a bottle of tequila the other
All right,
night.
wait. Also, JJ, I have to go back to what I have to say. What I like about the movie
no, you don't like nothing about the
is
movie.
goddamn Pompadour. Holy shit!
Oh my
that
God.
thing- that
Bill
thing was
Paxton's
that thing was
Pompadour
bulletproof.
was
That was not. That couldn't have
That
been real fucking hair.
was a sight
That
to
thing
be
was a
seen.
fucking
No, it was a
plateau.
sight. It was a sight to be seen.
You could
It
have
was
landed
amazing.
an airplane on his fucking.
It was like a tidal wave. It was
Oh,
amazing.
it was fucking magnificent.
Hey, baby, you want to go backstage and check out my pompadour? Yeah.
Not that. Here, I found a picture of it.
Are you going back
Oh.
to the Pompadour again?
Yeah.
Yeah, look at this fucking hairdo, yo.
Incredible.
That
Incredible.
thing,
Yep.
that thing defies physics. It is
Incredible.
bulletproof. It's literally
Yep.
bulletproof. I swear it's bulletproof. It has to be.
Guile from Street Fighter would be jealous of this fucking thing.
Yeah. Pompadours like this are where the tough guy pompadour in anime comes from.
Like, you
But
can
the funny-
actually hide. You can hide a small person in your pompadour to like reach out and shoot a gun at someone. And you'll be okay.
Wow.
To me, the funniest thing about Bill Paxton's pompadour was he had the strongest hair of everybody in the movie. But he
Yeah,
was
because
such
every
a
time he
pussy
got knocked, every
pushover.
time But every time he got knocked down, his hair wasn't out of place at all. He got right up.
And did you also notice he had that like random cap on one of his teeth?
Yeah, he had crazy teeth going on.
Yeah, he had like a random like silver. I don't think it was gold. I think it was like silver or something cap on one of his teeth.
Oh,
hey,
yeah, look.
I
totally
know
makes
that
sense.
person.
That's Kuwabara from Yu Yu Hakusho.
Yeah,
and
it
he's
is.
Definitely got the
Oh,
Bill
totally.
Paxton
Totally.
fire pompadour.
Well, actually,
Well,
that's
I mean-
Raven's hairdo.
Well, you know what? I mean, they did a lot of that in the
Combination.
original Grease movie too. So
Mhm.
Oh
a
yeah,
lot of those guys have the same hairstyles.
Darius.
You want
that's-
you
Darius,
want a
that's
great
more-
pompadour?
That's more Willem's hairdo in this because
Yeah,
he has the cobra hood. He has the sloping cobra hood.
You,
The
you
widow-
want you want some great pompadours? Watch Grease. But anyway,
Oh, yeah, that one.
yeah, that one. Oh
Yep.
shit!
I got too many tabs open. I can't remember which one's which. This one. Yeah. That one. Yep.
Yeah,
It looks
this
like a
horny,
Cobra,
this horny guy.
and then Kuwabara.
Yeah.
Yeah, see the little hair swoops,
Mhm.
the little hair swoops in front of his eyes. That's what Willem Dafoe had.
Yep. You comb it up and
All right.
around and in the middle.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna go ahead and start winding it down. Before we get out of here, I want to go around the panel one more time, if I can do this right. Slasher man, where we can find you at?
Here.
Wow. Okay, that was simple. You can find me here. Okay, you're starting to sound like Tim, man, over on LDGs, man. Tim lives there rent free.
Thank you.
Um,
Matt.
Sure that you find Slasher McSplitter
Right
now
now, man.
on YouTube.
wait,
Thank you very
No,
much.
Slasher.
JJ,
My co-host, man.
JJ, I'm doing these thumbnails. I'm picking movies. I'm not here rent free.
Oh hell no, hell no, hell no. You're doing all the work. I'm just streaming it. Thank you, by the way.
Thank you.
And my co-host, because every time I push the show, your name's getting out there, like it or not.
I don't give a flying fuck about that. I just want to have fun away from the real world. Of what
Yeah,
I have to face outside. It's like
Wait
Darius,
a minute. Are you trying to say this isn't the real world?
No.
I've been fooled again.
This
Yes.
is an alternate reality.
You know what? This is about as disappointing as when I found out that WoW wasn't real life.
Tommy, I'm
You
talking
didn't
about.
take the red pill, did you, Tommy?
Tommy, I'm
took
talking
the blue one.
I was like, listen, if I were to step outside my house, Tommy, right now, it's not like JJ, Han, Darius, Raquel, Jens, you, or it's not like you were all gonna be out there like right as soon as I step outside. Is what I meant. You know what I mean?
Well, you never know when I could wind up being around
I mean,
the place.
you
I might
have.
be creeping around.
It's possible you.
He'll be up there next week, Slasher. So
You are
keep an eye on your door.
He is going to be up here, so yes. All right. So Tommy, yes. All right. You're exempt from that category. Sorry. You're the one
Hey, and
I've actually met. So.
And Tommy, if you've got to drive home, I'm just telling you, man. I don't care what time of fucking day it is. You got my phone number, man. We got a Waffle House. They're open 24/7.
What you talking about? I got your address.
Yeah, you ain't even got to send them
I could just-
motherfuckers
I
to
could
me.
just-
Just
I could-
bring them to me.
Yeah, I could just show up at your doorstep.
Say, hey, man, here's some McChangeables. I was like,
Changeables.
fucking hey, how the hell did you get here? Oh, that's right. You're coming home from Jersey. That's right. But nah, seriously, before we continue, I hope you get up there and get back safe. Really, get it out of your hair. I know it's been it's been a year now, right? Almost a year now, right?
Technically, you could say it's a year tonight because technically I didn't start everything in my father's house to the 10th, but I did fly up on the 9th. So yeah, I mean technically, yeah, today would be a full year since the Odyssey technically started. So But I always say the 10th just because that's the first day I actually went into the house and started cleaning.
You got up there on the
Really
9th.
my day.
You got up there on the 8th or the 9th, and you started doing it on the 10th.
Yeah, I went up on I went up on the 9th and I started cleaning on the 10th. That's exactly how it went. So, it was a shame that I found out about it so much later. You know.
Yeah,
But,
it was over a week, wasn't it?
a week to possibly even 2 weeks. Nobody's even sure exactly when he died. They had on the death certificate of the 30th, but the people that lived next door, they said that they had seen his mail piling up for at least a week, maybe even a week and a half. They said they couldn't remember, but they seen the mail was piling up all over the place, and that's when they called. So who knows how long he could have been sitting in there dead? Nobody knows.
All right. Yeah, man. It's messed up, man. I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
I
I didn't know that part of the saga. That's really sad.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
Thank you. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, I had to deal with it. I mean, if my father wasn't so hard-headed, he would have moved down here when I was badgering him, and I was badgering him to move down here.
Well, if he wasn't so hard-headed, he would have probably. No, never mind. I'm not gonna make that joke. Sorry. Sorry. No, I can't make that joke. I can't make that joke.
My brother was the accident.
No, I can't.
That's why he's 11 years younger.
I can't. No, I can't make that joke openly about that, man, because to me, I feel like I'd be making fun of a dead man, and I can't do that. Yeah, man. I know what it feels like. Been there, done that twice already in 14 and 16. 2014, 2016, and it's rough, man. Especially if you were close with your parents or your father, you know, it's hard. And I'm real sorry, man. I'm sorry you got to go through all the bullshit that's left behind with it.
Yeah, I appreciate that, and I think that was the worst of it. Yeah, that was the worst of it. Everything just being drug out and just never ending.
But it's coming closer to an end, man. Just be patient. All right, next on my panel.
Right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Just keep the carrots and the lettuce around. You'll be all right. Next on the panel, Honstar. Where can we find you at, man?
Hey everybody, I'm Honstar. You can find me at youtube.com/Honstar. We do fun live streams. You'll find JJ over there. He's part of Team Honstar. It's myself, JJ, Chris Knight. We do fun live streams. Tuesday nights, 11 p.m. Eastern. We do Jackbox Game Night, Name That Tune. And you'll also find streams on Sundays that JJ and Chris do. And right now they're working on starting Name That Tune tryout stream, like an open mic tryout, Name That Tune on Sunday nights. That's going to be a lot of fun. Because as JJ said, we always love fresh blood for Name That Tune. So keep an eye on my channel. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. And we got what I like to say about my channel, and I think JJ will agree, is if you show up, we're doing something fun.
Yeah, because normally it's on
streams.
Yeah, it's normally on his Friday. You know, his Friday, which is Tuesday night now. You know, when he gets off work, it's Friday. And he tries to always try, no matter if it was Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, whenever he was streaming. He used to do a Bloody Mary brunch stream that was just supposed to be. He gets on. He just got on a stream, started drinking some Bloody Marys, and talked about what the fuck ever. You know, it's always about something fun.
Honstar, I'm really disappointed you didn't talk about our upcoming train stream, the Han Steam stream, where we're going to be talking about trains and spike hammers.
And sledgehammers versus spike hammers. You can also follow me to see what's going on, to see what all my friends have going on. You can follow me on Twitter. You can also follow me on Instagram at HonstarYT. I'm most active really on Twitter. That's where I do most of my promotional stuff for what's going on my channel, and retweet stuff like the fun stream we've been on tonight with JJ and Slasher. So, yeah.
That is fucking hilarious, Darius.
Subscribe to my channel. Come check me out.
That is fucking hilarious.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing, isn't it? You know, the damn soy nerds.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, I knew he was going to say, yeah.
the women start flocking to the cinema again.
All right, and since we're talking about it, the hero of the soy nerds, Jens, man, where can we find you at?
The hero of the soy nerds. He's the
I think
destroyer
you-
of the soy
I think
nerds.
I have to flip that around a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, no, because I'm trying to
The
say
hero that's going to save us from the soy
Yeah,
nerds.
yeah.
My bad.
Well, I'm trying to save the soy nerds by fucking making them
They're the real
see
men.
the errors
Oh,
of the
it's like
ways.
You're
Yeah.
trying to do like a scared straight program for soy nerds.
No. What Jens is doing is Yen is tying these soy nerds down into chairs, and he's spoon feeding them raw beef. He's trying to build up
Yeah.
their immunity to soy. That's what he's trying to do.
Yeah.
Great.
I'm right. I'm trying to get them masculine enough that they can lift some weights and that, and then they can go out, protect their community, and have
and
good
you
looking-
and use a goddamn Bowflex or whatever the fuck it was. Total Gym.
Fuck 'em.
Total Jim.
Yeah, before we started watching the movie tonight, he goes, "Yeah." I said, "We're gonna be starting in about 5 minutes." Jens disappeared, and that's the first thing I said. Yeah, he's on his Bowflex.
Total Gym and that shit up.
Yeah,
He's getting pumped up for Streets of Fire, y'all.
I'm going
Yeah.
to pump you up.
But yeah, no, continue, man. Where can we find you at?
But yeah, I've got a YouTube channel which Darius, cheers, mate, has put in.
Yeah,
in the
thank you,
chat.
Darius.
Yeah. I've also got like a YouTube Twitter account, a Twitter account, which is 27A Pedersen, and yeah, hopefully I'm going to definitely be doing some live streams because I've got to get these soy nerds like
You got
manned up enough.
You gotta keep
Go watch
checking
Shang-Chi.
soy nerds.
Yeah.
You gotta keep checking all the soy nerds.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Thank you for being here, Jens. Really. Seriously,
Thanks for having us.
And next, Raquel. Thank you for joining us this evening. Where can we find you at?
You can find me on YouTube. I mostly do hangouts or movies. I'm gonna try do a hangout or movie either later today or tomorrow. You also can find me on Twitter or on Instagram.
Awesome. Thank you for showing up. I appreciate it. And RoboCop himself, Darius. Let me see if I can say it the way I heard you say it. Darius Munchausen.
Munchausen.
Well, you know what I say on my show.
I hear.
If you can't pronounce it.
Yeah, JJ, just think of munchies. You know when you get the munchies, JJ? Just think of munchies.
Well, the way I heard him say it at one point in time, it sounded like he was saying it instead of with. I know it's not a U, but to me, I don't know what it's called, so I just look at it as a U.
You shape your lips to say ooh, and then with the back of your mouth you say e, so it's ooh.
What you have to do is you got to remember, was it Munchausen syndrome?
Yeah.
What I heard, how I heard him say it was
the umlaut got JJ fucked up. The umlaut.
Yeah, the way
it gets everybody fucked up.
The way I heard it on your first stream was like MENCH, like Mensch.
Yeah,
But I understand what you're saying.
Real quick. I also had a voice changer on.
Right. But where can we find you at, man? You starting to stream now? You got a channel? You trying to become a YouTuber?
Yeah,
man? What's going on with that?
I got 2 live streams up so far, and
both of them over 100
a few
views.
people here
Congrats!
Have been there. Thank you. And last night was just an impromptu one that we did on Slash and I started on the spur of the moment, and a lot of people showed up for it, which is very cool, and I appreciate that. And it should resume. My regular show should resume next Monday at 8 p.m. And my link is down below. It's youtube.com/DariusM. Nice and short, no umlauts required. And so I look forward to seeing you all next time I go live.
And last but not least, the man, the myth, the guinea pig, Tommy, where can we find you at, bro?
Watch your toes, everybody.
Weak. Damn translator, there it goes again. I haven't had that happen in a while. Usually the translator's pretty good. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Tommy and the Guinea Pig Collective. You can find me on my channel, Nibbling Off Toes, giving YouTube a hard time a lot lately because of their ridiculousness, because they're at it again with their stupidity. But usually you can find me talking about old movies, old toys, retro toys being done right. And then Monday at 6 p.m. Eastern, we get together with a fine panel of people, and we talk about those things from years past that we love so much. Last Monday's stream was fantastic. JJ, thank you for coming through. Jens, thank you for coming through. There was a few, there was a few other people that were supposed to stop by, but for everybody that did come by for the panel and everybody showed up in the chat, I can't thank you enough. You made it a very fun evening. It was great. JJ, I'd love to be able to get in here and talk movies with you. I wish I could do it every single Wednesday. Sometimes,
I know you can't.
Sometimes things just don't work out and I can't always make it. And usually I've got people pulling me in other directions. They want me to stop by because usually I stop by for Scotty a lot of times, but that used to be on Tuesday, but now he's moved it to Wednesday. So it's kind of one of those things like, it's like, well, who am I going to sit there and stream with tonight? And it's not that I never pull favoritism. That's one thing I don't do when it comes to YouTube. I know a lot of people say, well, I'm going to the bigger channel because, it's the bigger channel. I don't do that.
Well, I look at it that way. I've been around the block just like you have.
Yeah, I go for the conversations that I'm going to have fun with. And I love hanging out with all you guys. I mean, I've had plenty of conversations with Jens, even in the green room after the shows and, of course, going on his own channel when I had the opportunity to go on his live streams. You and Hanstar, I both had conversations with, and, like not even like on the green room, just on like a regular call thing. Slasher, I got to meet in person, not once, not twice, but what was it?
Three times.
Three times?
3 times the buddy. Oh.
Darius, I have had the pleasure of talking in the green with a few times, and thank you so much for dropping all those links in the chat too, Darius. That's awesome that you did that for everybody.
And thank you for the trade.
I seen that you were going to do stuff, and you know what, you show up for everybody else, man. You do the same thing that I used to do all the time when I had the time to do it. I used to show up for everybody and give them love and
because
you're getting it back.
And because you're there for everybody, Darius, believe it or not, I don't know if I can speak for everybody that's been on your stream, but you being there for everybody, kind of like how me and Tommy used to be. That's why we're there for you. That's the way it's supposed to be. You're there for people, and people be there for you. That's the way it's supposed to be.
But unfortunately, and JJ's going to no doubt agree with this. At some point, though, you're going to get so busy, you're not going to have the time, unfortunately, to stop by everybody's streams. And I've run into that myself. I want to stop by for everybody's streams. Sometimes I just don't have the ability because somebody else wants me to be on a panel, or maybe I'm just trying to get my own videos done, or something else has popped up. And unfortunately, you will run into that at some point. It does get incredibly difficult to stop by and see all these people. And me, myself, when I couldn't stop by and see them all, I started feeling guilty at first. I mean, do you have that, JJ? At some point?
I did, but it didn't last long because, doing what we did, I can't even really say nothing because, people say, oh man, he's a great mod. He was a great mod, blah, blah, blah. But Tommy would do 5, 6, 7, 8 streams at a time, modding these streams. And I'm like, dude, I ain't got the brain power for that shit. Mm-hmm. But he always, in one way or another, he was always there. But after a while, it gets taxing. It really does. I know me and Moira and Slasher, we're always on your ass. Even Jens probably sometimes. Hey man, we're streaming. Come on over here, streaming. Come over here. But you're over. If you're home, you're watching something else or doing something else. And after a while, it does get taxing because it's going to get to the point. Well, how can I be where I want to be all the time? And it ain't supposed to be like a job, man. I know you. I'm not going into great detail. I know you work 2 jobs and you got a personal life and stuff like that. So I know it's hard to do. But just as long as you continue to enjoy to do it, Keep on, man. Keep on,
Stream
dude.
within a stream within a stream within a stream.
Oh yeah, dude. If LDG was here right now,
You doing?
he would
stream
cross
session?
he would cross the streams. He would put it to where
Darius.
we were able. No, he would put it to where we will be able to talk to, and they could hear us.
Well,
His
look at
backstage.
Darius is doing streamception right now.
I'm about to fuck him up. Watch this. I'm about to fuck him up. I'm about to fuck you all up. So buckle up and hold
Phantom
on.
Zone?
Oh wait a minute, it didn't do it. Shit.
That's
Fail.
you 10 seconds ago.
Never
No.
play that part again.
No, because usually it would like do the echoing effect, and it's not really doing it. That's okay.
Now I don't know what
Why
layer
is
we're
all
in.
this goddamn?
Oh, I'm just confused.
All right, we're continuing on. We're continuing on. I want to thank everybody that showed up tonight. Everybody in the chat. Thank you, everybody, for showing up. I had a blast. I always get to watch. I'm gonna go ahead and say great old entertainment, like it or hate it. Because
Wait, JJ. So
What, man?
what's the next?
oh
movie?
yeah, next movie. I was sitting there looking, really hard to try to figure out what we were going to do next week.
Sleepaway
And
Camp?
no, fuck that.
I always bring
Wait,
that one
what?
up anyway.
Which one? What do you?
Sleepaway Camp.
Oh my god, I love that movie.
I can't stand it.
I love that fucking movie.
I got a choice of 3 different movies. I might do this one next week since Tommy ain't gonna be around for a little bit because I don't know. Still thinking about it. Either Demolition Man, The Last Starfighter, or G.I. Joe the movie.
All right, so
I
it's a-
love Last Starfighter.
so it's a toss up.
Well, see, I don't want to do something Tommy's gonna miss. I'm trying to be respectful about this.
Demolition Man.
What was the second one?
I said Demolition Man, The Last Starfighter, and it's animated. G.I. Joe the movie. So I'm thinking we're going to do Demolition Man.
Oh, I love Demolition Man.
I love Demolition.
Oh yeah,
I don't know
Yeah, I
if
think
you
we're going to do
noticed or not.
Demolition Man.
I don't know.
I
if you noticed or not.
already gave you the thumbnail for it. So
I don't
Yeah,
know if
yeah,
you know this or not, JJ, but they blew up a building in Louisville as a promotion. for Demolition Man.
he doesn't know if
Demolition
you
Man.
remember this conversation from 40 minutes ago about them blowing up a building for promotion of Demolition Man.
Ah, fuck all this.
Honstar rolling out that thing again, huh?
Absolutely nothing to do with this. That was the amazing thing, is that it had nothing to do with Demolition Man at all. It's like, we're just gonna blow up a building and say
Well, I mean,
Demolition Man.
I guess at the time their thought was we're going to demolish something because he's Demolition Man, but it has nothing to do with the movie at all, and it's not in the movie. It's just like, hey, we're going to blow this building up anyway, and the people from Demolition Man are like, hey, we'll help pay for that if you let us say we have a movie coming out called Demolition Man.
Anyway. Thanks everybody for showing up. I appreciate it.
Thank you, bro.
And next week we doing Demolition Man, and instead of using the usual outro, I haven't played it in a bit. I'm gonna go out with some randomness. Have a good night, everyone. See you guys next week.
Later.
Later.
Let's get out of here.
Later, man.
airship for light speed.
No, light speed is too slow.
Light speed too slow?
Yes, we're gonna have to go right to ludicrous speed. Now buckle this. Ludicrous speed. Go! What's the matter, Colonel Sanders?